Mr. Aaron Salientes, Mr. Marcelino Bagtang,
Your Honor.
Mr. Diamond Padro.
Morning po.
Morning. Mr. Jose Miguel Salamat.
Morning, Your Honor.
Mr. Jed Villanueva. No. Mr. Milfren Alvarado. Please come forward. Identify yourself. Mr. Daniel Ragos. Mr. Ragos, around. Mr. Sakari Abulencia. Mr. Abulencia, not around. Mr. Dave Felix. Attorney Alston Kevin Anarna. Morning, sir. Morning, attorney.
I am Attorney Ireneo Anarna. Alston Kevin Anarna was here earlier, but he told me he had to rush up to the hospital because his wife is about to give birth. She was due to give birth as early as November 4, Your Honor, and had to rush to the hospital because that is his first baby.
Okay, we wish them well, attorney. Mr. Nathaniel, Attorney Cecilio Jimeno.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Attorney Marvy Abo. Morning, attorney.
Morning, Your Honor.
Attorney Edsel Canlas.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Attorney Henry Pablo Jr. Attorney Gaile Dante Acusar, Karaan, second.
Morning, Your Honor.
You are Attorney Pablo. Attorney Karaan, second. Attorney Gerald.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Yeah, good morning. Attorney Gerald Tristan Villaroman. Attorney Villaroman? Okay. Kindly identify yourself. Attorney Arnel Berbardo. Bardo. Maga po. Identify yourself.
I am Attorney Arnel A. Bernardo.
Bernardo, not Berbard. Attorney Eric Fuentes. Fuentes.
Morning, Your Honor. Attorney Eric Fuentes, Your Honor.
Attorney Alfonso Bersosa. Please identify yourself for the record.
Attorney Bersosa.
Mr. Ronald Cheng. Mr. Jason Adolfo Robiños.
Morning, Your Honor.
Morning. Mr. Martin Alex Bose. Mr. Bose. Mr. Jem Arsiga Dimakulangan. Mr. Dimakulangan, around. Oh. Mr. Leo Anselmo Lalusis. Not around. Mr. John Robin Ramos. Not here. Mr. Kim Cyril Roque. Mr. John Paul Solano.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And your lawyers here, Attorney Mr. Antonio Trangia.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Mrs. Rosemary Trangia. Mr. Romeo Laboga. Mr. Laboga, round. Ms. Nina Ruem Bonsol.
Your Honor.
Police Chief Superintendent Joel Napoleon Coronel.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Secretary Aguirre, represented by PG Catalan Jr. Attorney Maria Cristina Layusa.
Morning,
ma'am.
Your Honor.
Any representative from the Commission on Human Rights? Forward. Any rep? Kindly identify yourself. Attorney Pareho from the HR. Any representative from the NBI, from the National Bureau? Kindly identify.
Morning, Your Honor. I'm
Okay. Attorney Emerson Akende, Legal Education Board.
Present, Your Honor.
Morning, Your Honor. I'm
Din Soledad Derequito Mawis. Mr. Horacio and Carmina Castillo.
Morning, Your
Good morning, Your Honor.
Attorney from the Chinese General Hospital, Mr. John Lim. Dr. John Lim, Dr. Clarice Tadera, Dr. Nestor
Good morning
Garcia,
po.
Mr. Mark Chua,
Morning, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Shirley Baluyot, Mr. Philip Beltran, Attorney Ferdinand Rogelio,
Attorney Ferdinand Rogelio. Morning, Your Honor.
I remember you're occupying that seat by the same. You're representing your client?
Yes.
Okay. Attorney Alan Cristopel Agati. Please identify yourself. Record.
Your Honor, I'm attorney.
Attorney or former Congressman Edwin Wee. Uy, Wee. Pareho lang yan. Wala siya. Dr. Maria Cecilia Lim. Anyway, the chair wishes to acknowledge the presence of my distinguished colleague, Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. Good morning, sir. Now, if some quarters perceive this committee as taking sides in its proceedings, it is only because we're siding with the truth, nothing less, nothing more. And bashing and cursing some members of this committee, this chairman included, through social media will not help your case any, at least as far as this forum is concerned. Been here, this is the third hearing, and of course, you're free to express whatever opinion you have in this committee's proceedings, pero sabi ko lang, it will not help your case any as far as this forum is concerned if you keep on bashing some of us. Also, the chair wishes to acknowledge the presence of Senator Subiri, the author of speech dated September 20, 2017, that triggered this committee hearing. Having said that, with the indulgence of my colleagues, I would like to propound questions to Sir John Paul Solano. Indulgence, sir. Mr. Solano, did we hear you right when you stated that Atio had a pre-existing heart condition prior to the hazing that he suffered?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is your basis for saying that?
Your Honor, may basis po yung sa death certificate and medical legal po na MPD.
Okay. Would you know if those who performed the rites did a pre-initiation medical check-up?
Hindi ko po alam,
Hindi
Your
alam.
Honor.
Or, did you have knowledge if they secured a medical certificate from a physician before subjecting Atio to grueling initiation rites?
Hindi ko rin po alam, Your
Wala.
Honor.
How about the others? Anybody who cared to answer that question? Meron ba nag-secure ng medical certificate o medical check-up on Atio before you subjected him to the rites, the final initiation rite? Wala. You cannot produce any. Walang medical certificate, walang pre-initiation check-up conducted person. Clear enough? Now, Mr. Solano, do you know what neurogenic shock is?
Judging by the definition po.
Ano ang
Pero
definition
wala
ng
po akong
neurogenic
personal-
shock?
It's a neural shock po regarding po.
Which means in plain and simple language,
Nag-shock lang po dahil po sa rapid po na pag-send ng impulses ng neuron.
induced by
Hindi ko po
some modified nervous factors. Diba? And since hindi ka sigurado sa sagot mo, I'll tell you that extreme pain as what happened in the conduct of hazing or yung conduct ng hazing kay Atio caused neurogenic shock. How? By overexciting the sympathetic nervous system. Alam mo ba yung parasympathetic nervous system?
po nakalimutan ko na yun.
Nakalimutan mo na. Yun yung nag-i-increase ng tone and contractility of smooth muscle and yun ang nag-i-slow down ng heart rate. And that consists of a cranial and sacral part, di ba? In other words, pag nag-drop yung blood pressure, yung heart rate, pwede mamatay, hindi ba?
May say that, Your Honor.
No, I'm asking you. Ito yung nagre-result in a significant decrease in heart rate or slow heart action or bradycardia. Alam mo ba yung bradycardia?
Opo, Your Honor.
Ano ibig sabihin ng bradycardia?
Bumaba po yung heart rate.
Yung pulse rate, heart rate, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Which would cause death. Correct? Kasi nag-drop yung pulse rate, yung heart rate. Sudden drop could cause death, di ba? Ito yung dangerous drop in blood pressure can also result in loss of consciousness, stroke, and cardiac arrest. Tama ba yun? And we'll ask, we invited some authority in this regard, yung mga doktor. Paki-comment lang mamaya kung tama yung... Or in short, with or without the pre-existing heart condition, hazing could have precipitated the cardiac arrest. Tama?
Your Honor, regarding po kasi dun sa nangyari kay Atio, wala pong idea. Kaya dun lang po ako nag-base
I'm asking you because nung nag-file ka ng counter affidavit, ang ini-indicate mo doon, hindi hazing ang cause ng death ni Atio, kundi, di ba, you mentioned a medical term, yung pre-existing heart condition. That's why I'm asking you.
Kasi po, yung reason ko po dun, Your Honor, wala naman po kasi akong idea dun sa nangyari sa kanya. Kaya nag-base po ako sa medical legal and death certificate. Wala naman po kasi ako nung...
Anyway, are you aware or at least with the... you can consult your lawyer, yung proximate cause principle. Alam mo ba ibig sabihin nun? Article 4, paragraph 1 of the Revised Penal Code.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yes,
Okay.
please. No, you can only be consulted by your client. O, i-read out ko na lang yung paragraph 4 Article 1 ng Revised Penal Code. If the unlawful act caused or aggravated the heart condition, even assuming of course that Atio had one, that caused his immediate death, you're still liable. Not you, but those who participated at least. No? So, ang tingin ko, being a layman, being not a lawyer, maski sabihin nyo pang merong pre-existing heart condition o wala, don't fly as a defense. Anyway, that I would like to recognize members of this group. Senator Gatchalian.
Chair, and Chair, I would like to direct our witness. Ventura, nandun ba kayo tuwing kakaroon ng hazing? Position nyo dito sa grupo?
Dati po akong off. Araw po. Sana po.
Wala ka ng position. Kailan huminto yung
Sometime August po.
August of?
2017 po.
So, hindi ka na officer. Huminto ka na maging officer as of August of 2017.
Yes po yun.
Prior to August of 2017,
Ano po yun eh. After po ako sometime in August 26. As appointed po, interim secretary naman.
Okay.
Tapos from August po, 26, karoon po ng select. Master Initiative.
so ulitin natin, August of 2016, were appointed as secretary.
Yes po.
Till when?
November po, second week.
November of 2016.
Yes po.
And then after November of 2016, you were elected as
Master Initiator 2.
Master Initiator. Hanggang August of 2017.
Yes po. Tapos, ano po, sometime in July din, I was assigned as secretary din. ST. Mag-ayos. Para napunta po sa office.
So from November 2016, July of 2017, you were a Master Initiator as well. November 2016 to July of 2017, Master Initiator ka.
Hanggang August po.
Hanggang August 2017. But you were concurrently appointed as Secretary
din po.
July.
Okay po.
Ba ang responsibilidad ng Master Initiator?
Sa part ko po, assistant po ng MI.
For the assistant of
Yes po.
And being the assistant, do you have the capability of instructing?
Meron din, pero ang
MI1, Master Initiator 1. Siya ang nagbibigay ng instruction.
yes po, pag sa meron po kami service.
So ano ang mga instructions na binibigay ni M? Siya ang nag-iisip ng mga instruction binibigay?
Actually po, hindi yung, ano lang po, yung gagabay po kami.
So si Master Initiator 1 ang sa kanya nanggagaling yung instruction. In other
Yung-
words,
Yun po.
decision.
Kasi po, Your Honor, yung instruction po, din po kasi yung tapong
Saan anong mga instruction na ni MI1?
ano po, na
Bigyan mo kami ng example.
pagsasabihin po sa amin, fight.
For example, dito sa nangyari kay Atio, may 7 steps, no? Ilan dun sa mga steps pinapalo yung daliri. Iba ay pinapainom ng egg white. Ito saan nanggagaling itong mga instruction?
Ano na po yan? Doon time na po sa master initiative.
So siya nag-isip nitong itong proseso. Siya rin ang nag-instruct gawin itong proseso.
Yung pag-iisip po, ayan proseso. So yung proseso na yan para sa week, para sa batch na yun.
Sino ang bumuo ng proseso?
Naabutan na po namin yan.
Tradition na ito. In other words, pwede bang sabihin?
Ari po. Ano po.
Nag-execute ka ng affidavit, tama?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Pwede mo ba ikwento sa amin yung nangyari base doon sa affidavit? Okay, go ahead. Isahan mo sa doon sa affidavit mo, inumpisa mo doon sa pagkakilala mo kay Atio, and then all the way hanggang nag-meet kayo sa novel. Kwento mo nga step by step. Total,
Wala po
nasa
ako sa
affidavit.
Novotel po.
Oh, hanggang doon sa dinala si Atio sa ospital. Yun yata yung last na nakita mo siya eh.
Apo.
Kwento mo, dahil nasa affidavit mo naman to, kwento mo yung sinulat mo sa affidavit.
Ano po? Week po na na-meet prior po. At Monday po. Then, kahit naka-leave of absence, na po kasi ako ng frat library. Pagdating ko po, sabi, meron tayong bagong new fight. Ano ko naman po, nag-aantay po. Casual lang po. Pa naman po, actual start. Kwentuhan namin. Bakit siya sumali?
Frat library to.
Apo, pumunta po
Okay.
siya doon.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, please. Can I chance to?
Senator Gatchalian, I forgot na siguro pa-walkthrough muna tayo kay PG Catalan. Status ng preliminary investigation.
Morning, Your Honors. I'll be reading the case status update. This case, MPD, Manila Police Department, spouses Castillo versus John Paul Solano al. The panel being conducted, the preliminary investigation is being conducted by panel chaired by Assistant State Prosecutor Villanueva, and as members, Prosecution Attorney Wendell Bendaval and Prosecution Attorney Honey Rose Delgado. A total of about 42 respondents are named in the original and supplemental complaints. They are as follows: John Paul Solano, Arvin Balag, Min Wei Chan, Mark Anthony Ventura, Axel Monroe Hipe, Oliver Jan Audrey Onofre, Joshua Juriel Macabali, Jason Adolfo Rubiños, Ralph Tanguia, Jose Miguel Salamat, Rain Santiago, Carl Matthew Villanueva, Marcelino Bactang, Rosemary Tangia, Antonio Tangia, Daniel Hans Matthew Rodrigo, Aaron Salientes, Simon Padro, Chuck Siazar, Leonard Brian Galicia, Alex Bose, Leo Lalusis, Robin Ramos, Nathan Anama, Dini Divina, Arthur Capili, Vicente Garcia, Incorporators of Aegis Juris Foundation, William Merhinio, Cesar Tirol II, Oscar Ho, Alexander Flores, Alvin Disanco, Emmanuel Velasco, Henry Pablo, Gabriel Robignol, Michael Joseph Fernandez, Alan Christopher Agati, Paulino Yusi, Arnel Bernardo, Edwin Uy, and John Dos and Jane Dos. To date, the panel has received all of the respondents' counter affidavit or answer. Complainants were directed to submit the reply affidavit on the 9th of November this year. All respondents are set to submit the rejoinder affidavit on the 16th of November 2017. The submission of both reply and rejoinder are set without need of formal investigation, although the panel may opt to conduct a clarificatory hearing when the need arises. The case is submitted for resolution. The panel would be resolving the case within a reasonable period. Last November 3, respondents, namely Alex Bose, Nathan Anama, and Robin Ramos, also or likewise submitted their counter affidavits. That would be
PG Catalan, hindi naman lahat ng nabanggit ninyo present during the initiation rights, hindi ba?
yes, Your Honor.
So ano po
Opo.
yung basihan ng pagkasama ng mga iba na hindi naman present?
They were
Attorney
all-
Divina, for example, what could be the basis of his inclusion? The preliminary investigation. I understand he already submitted his counter affidavit also.
They were mentioned, Your Honor, in the supplemental complaint David submitted by the complainant Manila.
So limitado lang kayo doon sa mga na-mention doon sa complaint affidavit. Outside of those mentioned in the complaint affidavit, hindi nyo na sinama.
Hindi na po. O, included lang po lahat ng lahat ng sinubmit ng complainant Manila Police Department.
Pakiulit nga is the name of Attorney Ronald Cheng is included. I understand.
Min Wei Chan.
No, Cheng. Yung taga Supreme Court. Wala.
Tapos,
May we hear from the MPD? Wala kayong holdings kay Attorney. I understand. I recall, very prominent yung pag-mention ng pangalan niya. Hindi ba? During the hearing, at least.
Sir. In the case we have filed before the Department of Justice, out of the 42 respondents mentioned earlier by the Prosecutor General, only 18 of those were indicated or included in the complaint by the MPD. I understand the rest were included by the family of Atio Castillo as correspondents, Your Honor. So,
I'm asking about Attorney Cheng.
check.
of
No,
the
sir.
Supreme
He's not
Court.
included in the case filed by the MPD.
Why kaya? Bakit?
At the time we initiated the case before the DOJ, we have no yet evidence against him at that time, and he was still unidentified, or his identity is not yet known to us, or his involvement.
Thank you. One very brief interjection in relation to the questions propounded by Attorney Sherwin. Kay Mark Ventura. I have a copy of your constitution, bylaws ng Legis Juris. Under Article 6, Section 3. Sabi mo kasi natapos ka noong August 17. Term of office. The term of office of the members of the Concilium shall commence on the 16th day of December and shall end 1 year thereafter, or when the new set of officers shall have been elected and assumed. Would you confirm this?
Ano po? Yes po.
So
Wala po yung
every
bagong set
16th
po.
day of December. And sabi mo, as of August 17, wala ka na.
Yes po.
So why is that?
Ano po kasi, pag officer po kasi, told po kami. By that time po, nag-file po ako ng leave. Tapos po, ano po kasi yun, po ako naka-enroll first sem po. Itong taon po.
I cannot quite understand that, but I'll yield the floor to Senator Gatchalian.
Your Honor, please. Precisely the reason, Your Honor, I just want to inform Your Honors that Mark Anthony Ventura was merely provisionally admitted to the Witness Protection Program last October 24. And his case would still be evaluated and analyzed until he would be completely admitted as such. Secondly, Your Honor, all the statements that he mentioned or the affidavits which he gave are very confidential, Your Honor. It's confidential in nature. I just want to inform Your Honors that we might have some complications later on.
In other words, he is being presented not as a plain witness, or he's not being charged, di ba?
Your Honor, he applied and was provisionally admitted
Provisionally
to the
admitted,
Witness
meaning-
Protection Program. And even if he is already admitted, Your Honor, I'm afraid that he cannot testify before this court as of this time because his testimony is confidential in nature, Your Honor.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with the confidentiality of his testimony. Ano? Ang tanong ko lang is, di ba ang procedure is you only have to make the proper motion sa court if he can be discharged as a state witness. That's why I'm asking, or I was asking earlier, is he being presented or is he being treated as a plain witness or one of those charged, and then later on you will ask the court by way of a motion to discharge him as a state witness. Ano ba status niya?
There are actually two modes, Your Honor, wherein a witness can testify as a state witness. One mode, Your Honor, is if after the indictment of a respondent who is now considered as an accused in court and before the prosecution rests its case, the prosecution can file a motion or move that this person be discharged and be made a state witness. Of course, Your Honor, all the
And only the court can rule on his discharge.
yes,
or
Your Honor, but
non-discharge.
after a hearing, Your Honor,
Of course.
the person who would be testifying as a state witness would prepare or make his sworn statement as well as other evidence or pieces of evidence would be required by the court. And after hearing, the judge will decide whether or not to discharge the accused and make him as a state witness, Your Honor.
So I go back to my previous question.
Another mode, Your Honor, is under the Witness Protection Program,
Yes.
in which he will apply and be qualified as a state witness.
That's correct.
Of course, all the circumstances such as, number one, that the offense in which he would be testifying is a grave offense. Secondly, that there is an absolute necessity for his testimony, and he must appear to be, or he must at least not
Not
to
the
be,
most guilty.
not appear not to be the most guilty, and he had not previously convicted of an offense of crime involving moral turpitude. And his testimony should also be material, very material.
Can
in
be
the issue,
corroborated
in all
on
its
its
material
material
points.
points, di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
So is there corroboration at this point?
We cannot answer, Your Honor, with due respect, because
Anyway,
he would still
I
be
go back to my-
evaluated.
I'll go back to my previous question. So as of now, he's not being treated as a plain witness.
He's-
Right? As of now.
Yes, Your Honor,
So
he
speak.
is still considered as a respondent, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you very much, Senator Gatchalian. With your permission, Senator Subir is asking to...
Mr. Chairman, can I ask for a 1 minute suspension? So
This hearing is
that
suspended
motion
for
of
1
the
minute.
prosecutor.
Just 1 minute. PG Jun, Paki-join lang sandali. May clarify lang kami. This hearing is resumed. The Chair acknowledges the presence of the Vice Chairperson of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, Senator Grace Po. Morning, ma'am. Yes, Senator Gatchalian, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And, Chair, instead of requesting narration of Mr. Ventura, I will just ask some questions. Ventura, nandoon ka ba nung nangyari yung hazing?
Please go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, before Mr. Ventura would answer, just like to put record na si Secretary Ditagina mismo nagsalaysay ng mga sinabi mo sa iyong sinumpang sinalaysay. So, you don't have to worry. The Honorable DOJ Secretary himself had already said that you were there, hazing took place. Maybe you can answer simply with yes or no, or give a few of comments on the questions of Senator Gatchalian, rather than to invoke your right to self-incrimination, because nasalaysay naman ni Secretary lahat sa TV. So, maybe without giving too much detail, sir, no, just a suggestion to
For your answer, the Chair failed to acknowledge the presence of the representative of the DID, Deputy Commissioner Amy Neri.
Honor.
Please proceed.
Ventura, have you consulted your counsel?
Question po.
So nandoon ka during the hazing. Nandoon ka nung anong oras ka na nandoon?
8 p.m.
So from the start nandoon. Sino yung mga nandoon?
Sorry po. I'm very willing to tell the truth. But, advisean po kasi ako na papunta po sa proper court po. I will comply po.
Actually, you already executed an affidavit sa Laysay Alan. And again, nagkaroon ng press con si Secretary Aguirre narrating what you basically wrote down in your affidavit. But I would respect the census. Respect that. I'll proceed to the next question na lang, no? Para hindi tayo na kung sa nangyaring hazing, tandaan ko meron kang doon na mga proseso.
Yes po.
At yung pinakamatindi dito sa proseso na ito ay yung paddling, tama? Nakita ko masakit para sa isang neophyte, tama po ba?
Sa opinion ko po.
Tsaka yung sa braso. So sa opinion mo, yung sa braso ang pinaka masakit. Anong ginawa sa braso ni Atio? Siguro pwede mo bang kwento na lang na after itong ginawa sa kanya, sa braso niya, ano yung condition niya pagtapos?
Condition niya po, pagod pa po. O responsive.
Nagsasalita pa siya?
Yeah.
Nakausap mo siya mismo?
Yes po.
At anong mga sinabi niya that made you think that okay pa siya?
Ano po, sinasabi ko po, kaya niya po. Lagi ko sa kanya paalala, sabi niya sa akin. Ang gusto niya kasi is purpose. Every time niya kausap ako, lagi lang niya sinasabi, was purpose. Parang hinahanap niya yung purpose niya sa buhay niya. Every time na mag-uusap, constant reminder ko po sa kanya na purpose na yun, hindi kami magbibigay sa kanya. Sisimula yun sa kanya.
Pero diretso mo siyang kausap?
Opo.
At yan ang sinasabi niya sa
Lagi ko po siya po sa goal niya po. Sabi niya sa akin, was yung purpose niya.
Dito, again, no, I broke down kasi parang seven processes na dinaanan niya. Next dito sa suntok, ano yung pinaka masakit para sa isang?
Opinion ko po yung sa last part.
Sa paddling ang pinakamasakit. Bago siya pumasok dito sa paddling, ano yung
Same po, pero mas pagod na po siya. Bago po
At ilan ang malo kay Atio?
Sorry po.
Hindi, ilan tao lang. At dito yata 5 yung kanyang tanggap na palo eh. Pero ilan ang pumalo sa kanya?
4 po.
4 yung pumalo. Sali ka ba doon sa pumalo? After nitong sa paddling, dito na nagkaroon ng problema si Atio.
Yes po.
Ano nangyari after? After ng paddling, may nangyari na siya, bumagsak na siya. Pwede mo ba ikwento kung after nung pagbagsak niya, ano nangyari?
Pasay.
Meron bang mga taong bigay sa kanya ng medical attention? Anong mga nangyari after?
Assisting.
Nakaupo naman siya.
Opo.
Pero ano na yung kondisyon ng
Pagkaupo niya,
sa ganung ka-respond? And then, from the time bumagsak siya, till from the time na 2 beses siya dinala sa sasakyan, tama? From the time na lang na dinala siya nung pinakahuli sa hospital, gaano katagal yung interval na yon?
matagal din po.
Hours, or less? 30 to 40 minutes. And then, at that time, between the 30, ano ang ginagawa ng mga kasama mo?
Na-assist.
Meron ba nagsabi na daling ka agad sa hospital?
Meron din po.
Bakit hindi dinala ka agad sa hospital? 30 minutes, matagal yung interval.
Yan na po.
Pwede mo naman sabihin, within that 30 minutes, anong dahilan bakit hindi dinala ka agad sa hospital? Tao nag-collapse na, hindi na siya conscious. Bakit may 30 minutes? Ba't hindi instant dinala sa hospital? May pumigil ba?
First po, rattle na po. Takot.
Pero, ano yung, kwento mo lang yung 30 minutes, ano yung mga taong involved, no, sa kondisyon ni Atio. Pero may pumigil sa pagdadala sa hospital. Malaman. Dahil 30 minutes, matagal yun eh. Think ng isang tao, dapat daling ka agad pag may pumigil.
Meron po.
Malawang tanong ko, bakit hindi nila sa pinakamalapit na hospital?
So, ayun po.
Hindi mo na alam kung bakit nila pa sa malayong hospital.
That's it. Senator Subiri. By the way, we'd like to express our sympathy sa mag-asawa again, ano? Kasi I know you're struggling between relief and agony dahil, di ba, you hate to hear what you have always wanted to know. Hirap pakinggan ito, pero ito naman yung gusto nyong the first place na malaman kung ano talaga nangyari. Senator Subiri's record.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and second the motion of for Lacson. Going through a lot. Family. It's a difficult path to take, but this is a path that we find justice, Atio. And just stay strong. We will this to the end. Said that we'll make sure that we finish till the end. Going to Chairman, right, to Mark Ventura. Mark, I'd like to repeat what I said in the statement. The pang of conscience is the thin line between beast and repeat. The pang of conscience is between beast and men. Ang konsensya ng tao ay ang pagkakaiba natin sa hayop. Kaya saludo po ako sa iyo. I salute you. I know what you are doing. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. And I will not badger you with a lot of questions, not force you to say things that are confidential at this point in time, because I would like to keep the bullets, ika nga, ammunition close to the chest of the that we don't expose you to countersuit as well. Pero saludo po ako sa iyo dahil you chose your conscience over misguided law. You chose the law rather than to violate it. And I'd like to quote both for your stake. I quote, this is read after you pass the bar. I do solemnly swear that I will maintain allegiance to the Republic of the I will support the Constitution and obey the laws as well as the legal orders of the duly constituted authorities therein. I will do no falsehood nor consent to the doing of any in court. I will not wittingly or willingly promote or sue any groundless, false, or unlawful suit, or give aid nor consent to the same. I will delay no man for money or malice, and will conduct myself as a lawyer according to the best of my knowledge and discretion, with all good fidelity as well to the courts as to my clients. Yan po ang main thrust of your oath when you take the oath as a lawyer. And you chose to tell the truth rather than to twist the truth. Mr. Ventura, salute you. I believe you want justice to prevail in this case, and I thank you for your testimony. Tama na siguro yung mga tinanong kanina ni Senator Gatchalian, dahil anyway, isinalaysay naman po ni Secretary Aguirre yung mga ibang nabanggit mo sa iyong sworn statements. Maganda po ang ginawa mo. Sana meron pa pong mga kasamahan ninyo na sumama dito. And if you do this, I believe, eventually you'll become a good lawyer because lawyers are supposed to uphold the truth. Hindi naman dapat kayo ang mismo na nagko-conspire para matwist o mapalitan ang katotohanan. And that's why I feel that Mr. Mark Anthony Ventura will become a good lawyer one day. I believe that when these things come to a person, it is a test of character. It is a test of character. It will show good men from bad ones. It will show those who believe and uphold in the truth rather than those who want to remain as beasts and animals, which this society does not need anymore. Mr. Chairman, what I wanted to hear today really was the sworn testimony of Mark Ventura, but since we were given a copy and due to the confidentiality that the Prosecutor General, of which I respect deeply, his counsel, that we do not release the line-by-line statement of Mark Ventura, I withhold more questions. I don't want to address these people here unless they have a change of heart. I am still upset at Mr. Solano because sabi ko nga, hindi niya ginagago ang Senado. Nung sinabi niya namatay dahil isang pre-existing condition, ginago mo na yung buong bansa. Ginagago mo na yung buong bansa. Just call a spade a spade. Unang dagdagan pang insulto ang pamilya Castillo na sinabi mo na namatay na lang siya dahil may heart condition or something. That, as Senator Ping had said, that does not hold water in any court, as he quoted the penal code, that even if you had, or even if the victim had a pre-existing heart condition because of the agitation that was caused, and following his death, it does not have any excuse. You still committed the crime of hazing, or they still committed the crime of hazing. Kaya wag niyo nang dagdagan at insultuhin pa ang pamilyang Castillo. I would like now to end my brief statement, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, and maybe later I will ask the other resource persons. I believe that Senator Grace also has a very important question to ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Subiri. Senator Grace po is recognized.
Maraming salamat, Mr. Chair. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Nais kong klaruhin sa ating mga kababayan, pag hindi man nasasagot ni Mr. Ventura yung ating mga katanungan, hindi dahil sa is invoking his right against self-incrimination dahil merong ongoing na investigasyon. Maraming salamat, Mr. Ventura, sa iyong mga salaysay, bagamat hindi natin masasabi lahat dito. Nakakalungkot, Mr. Solano, sapagkat nung isa sa kabila, ikaw yung nagbigay sa amin ng konting pag-asa noon na sana mailahad na kung ano yung mga nangyari. Pero mabuti na lang may isa pang lumabas. Dahil ang mga tanong natin ay hindi dahil sa mga nangyaring kaganapan, dahil hindi mo nga masasagot lahat. Matanong ko na lang, siguro, umpisahan natin sa ito. Yung mga naging abogado nung umpisa. Hindi ba itong mga abogado mo na ito ay sina Attorney Ferdinand Rogelio at sino ba yung mga abogado mo noon? Sila ba ay dating mga miyembro ng Aegis Juris? So, matanong ko, bakit mo pinalitan counsel?
Kasi yung sa pamilya ko, ito po yung sa akin. Sabi po na.
So, ang sabihin, mga dating abogado mo, parang kayo tinutulak na magsabi ng totoo?
Pero yung mas palagay po, sabi ko po, isa ko rin kapamilya.
So, alam ko ayaw mong mambuko siguro, lalo na mga kasama mo. Pero, parang malinaw, ako na lang magsasabi para sa'yo, na dahil ang abogado mo ay hindi galing sa Aegis Juris, ngayon, mas kumpiyansa ka na magsabi ng katotohanan. Doon din sa isang organisasyon, kasi si Dean Davina, sinabi po ninyo na ang Aegis Juris Fraternity ay hindi na po recognized ng UST. Diba?
For this year, yes, Your Honor, it's not recognized.
So, matanong ko lang po kayo, bakit po nung August 2017, freshman ay pinayagan na may representative ang Aegis Juris, hindi ba? Pagka-orientation, nagre-recruit bagong sasali sa organisasyon. So, kung sila ay suspendido, bakit meron silang presence doon sa orientation?
It's not the office of the Dean, Your Honor, that organized that conference or meeting.
So, who did?
The Student Council, Your Honor.
The Student Council did. Did you send any correspondence or letter informing the Student Council or the Students' Affairs Office that Aegis Juris is indeed suspended and they should not be allowed to participate in any student activities?
Your Honor, it's not the office of the Dean that determines the recognized organizations, but the OSA, the Office of Student Affairs. So they would know the organizations that are not recognized. And the local SWD, meaning Social Welfare Development Board, headed by Judge Aguinaldo, conducts the orientation. It makes it clear, or made it clear rather, that there is only one fraternity recognized for this year.
Kasi Dean, lahat yan parang palusot Para sa akin, ikaw ang nagbigay ng direktiba na dapat sila ay suspendido.
Your Honor, please allow me to take exception to the statement na papalusot po ako. Lahat po na sinabi ko sa committee to ay puro katotohanan. Kahit kailan po hindi ako nagsinungaling, wala pong palusot na ginagawa po ako. Nakita naman po, sinabi ko sa committee ang lahat ng katotohanan po.
Dean, walang galang na po. Sagutin po ang tanong ko.
Sensya na po, I just had to take exception to the statement na
Sinasabi
papalusot po
ko
ako.
parang, hindi ko naman sinasabi nagpapalusot kayo. Matanong ko lang po, kayo nagbigay ng direktiba dapat suspendido itong fraternity?
As I said, Your Honor, it's not the Office of the Dean that determines who are the recognized organization, but the Office of Student Affairs.
So, but did you make a recommendation that they should be suspended
But
after
it's
the
the
brawl that
office-
happened in Manila Hotel?
It's the Office of Student Affairs that conducts or that evaluates rather whether or not for a
So you had
current year.
no opinion whatsoever, Dean,
It's
with
the-
regards to that?
It's the Office of the Student Affairs that determines the organizations to be recognized, Mr.
But as the
Mr.
dean,
Chairman.
I'm
You
sorry.
may want to ask the present here, no? Sir Jonathan Santos.
The Student Affairs headed by Director Cory Wanhing.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's answer this question directly because the dean is supposed to be setting a good example also to the students. They should be aware of what's happening within the college. But it is your responsibility, supposedly, to inform the student body of legitimate or the ones organizations that can actively recruit. So what happened? Why was there a breakdown?
There is actually a procedure that we follow for the recognition of organizations. So it starts with their coming up with certain requirements, and we have a form for that. So these students are supposed to adhere to those requirements, and then they are supposedly signed, endorsed by the other regent, the dean, the student welfare and development coordinator, before these papers are turned to us for final approval. So the freshman orientation that you were referring to was conducted in conjunction with the plan of the university to conduct orientation among our students.
So,
it's a
ma'am,
regular thing
so
that happens.
Aegis Juris was present during that
Yes,
orientation. And can
because-
you tell me why?
Yeah, because all the organizations that apply for recognition are presumed to have regularity in terms of their papers. So it is acceptable based
So they
on...
were there to apply as a student organization?
No, during the time that they conducted the orientation, it is presumed that all the papers and all organizations for that matter are in place. So that orientation was not meant for recruitment.
But ma'am, the day 2, it says that that organization, it's solely devoted for the organizations to give them the chance to explain thoroughly their mission and vision to the new breeds. So they're not supposed to recruit.
They're not supposed to
But
recruit.
they can explain what their
Yes.
mission and vision is.
Yes, they
See,
can.
It sounds
Yeah.
contradictory because you're talking about your organization. Maybe you're not getting names or accepting applications, but exactly, if you suspend an organization, you're still allowed to post on boards. Meron pa nga dito, kung sila ay suspendido na, bakit pinapayagan pa rin sila na nagpo-post ng kanilang mga activities sa inyong, I don't know what it is, parang common bulletin, mga ganon. So exactly what happens to them when they are
Ano po
suspended?
kasi, organizations, there are 2 classifications of organizations. One is college-based, and that is where fraternities and sororities come. There's also university-based. And so, if and when they posted anything on the board, it's not in my personal knowledge.
So ma'am, tell me exactly, having been suspended, this fraternity, what exactly are the restrictions on them?
Okay.
Because it seems that there's none.
May I do the chronology? Your
No.
the,
Very quickly on the chronology, but
the
ma'am,
the recognition is supposed to come mid-September. The orientation came first week of August. And that is when they are presumed to have some, the presumption of regularities in there. In other words, they are allowed to conduct activities, but activities are still supposed to have been approved. And recruitment is not one of them. In fact, there was a very strict memorandum that was issued by the student welfare coordinator of the college, not recruit, specifically among first.
ma'am, ganito until the hazing incident, nandun pa nga, they were allowed the use of the billboard, UST Law's website. I think they were in the website until after that, then they were removed.
But that is not within the OSA's knowledge. It is just the accreditation of the organization, but posts are not within the...
So, whose purview?
It is supposed to be within the college and
Okay.
under the student welfare
Who powers the
department
UST
coordinator.
Law's website?
Not within personal knowledge.
Isn't it the Divina Law Office?
Not
Sir?
within-
Yes, Your Honor, please. When we were informed that the Aegis Juris fraternity was not recognized or is not recognized for this year, we had it taken down from the website of the university or the college.
Sir, you are acknowledging that it is the Divina Law that is powering the website of UST.
We provide the resources in putting it up, Your Honor.
Okay, so that's one. Another is that what I've heard is that they weren't taken down from the website until after the hazing incident.
Until after they
The
were not
hazing.
recognized by the university, Your Honor.
So they were not recognized by the university because of the hazing incident and not because of the...
Not because of the hazing, Your Honor. They were recognized last year. They did not meet the requirements for this year. That's why they were not recognized. And one of the reasons is that the incumbent head is no longer a student of UST.
When you had that brawl in Manila Hotel, when they had that brawl, they were suspended, correct?
That's right, Your
So
Honor.
that wasn't reason enough for them to be on probation and to be removed from this website.
Well, the decision was signed by the members of the committee first week of September, Your Honor, and following the procedure of the university, it has to be approved by the OSA. It was approved October 4 and to be implemented next semester, Your Honor.
Okay, when you're saying September, is it of this year?
This year, Your Honor,
Okay.
after school has already
So
started.
it seems that the university acted only because of public clamor, because of what had happened.
Not necessarily, Your Honor, because there was a committee that was formed for that purpose. The chairman prepared the draft as early as July, third week of July, but signed by the other members of the committee first week of September.
Okay, may I
With the
ask for-
permission of Senator Grace po. Mr. Jonathan Santos, are you around? I heard that you are...
San Santos, you're the head of
kindly
the Student
take your seat
Council.
and respond to the questions of Senator po. Have you taken your oath? Not yet. So, nag-oath.
Bago,
Senator po, please proceed.
Yes. Welcome, Mr. Santos. Sa aking pagtatanong sa inyong dalawa, no, gusto ko lang linawin ito na hindi malinaw ang proseso ninyo sa universidad. Ma'am, akalain ninyo may mga suspension na ganyan, may mga iba't iba na, hindi, pero sila yung charge doon, ito yung website, ito doon. Dapat yan consolidated. Kaya nga nasususpinde ang isang organisasyon dahil maaaring merong hindi maayos na maidudulot ito sa estudyante. Tapos napapabayaan yung mga ibang bagay dahil ibang departamento dito, ibang departamento doon. Deconsolidated. So, matanong ko nga yung Student Council. Ed. Jonathan,
Yes po.
alam mo bang suspendido yung age students? Imbitahan ninyo sa orientation.
At that time po kasi, nung vacation po, the freshman orientation happened the week before the classes began. And before that po, we worked on the premise that all of the organizations in the Faculty of Civil Law passed their recognition papers. So pending their recognition, we invited them to present their organizations in the freshman orientation po.
Okay, let me tell you now. Have you received any official correspondence from the university saying that several fraternities or aegis juris is suspended?
Not at the not at the time that we had the orientation po.
How about now?
Now po wala pa po.
Wala
Kasi
pa
po
rin.
ang OSA po they will have to give the recognition to the organization and the organizations, and it does not pass through the student councils. They give it independently.
So they give it independently to the organization that was suspended.
No po, I'm telling about the recognition po. About the suspension po of AGs, I have not received.
So as student council head, you have not received official correspondence that they are suspended.
Your Grace, with your permission, did you in fact submit a proposal for the recognition of IG students?
No po, the student councils don't submit recognition papers po for organizations.
Hindi ka nakapag-submit?
For the activity po.
Yeah, for the activities.
For the activity po, the freshman orientation, we have a proposal po.
Ano nangyari doon sa what action was and to whom are you submitting this proposal?
The proposals were submitted to the Office for Student Affairs po.
And then what action was taken?
It was approved po.
It was approved. Do you have a copy?
I don't have it with me po.
Pero you in fact know that it was acted upon positively.
Yes po, the papers were returned to us po with the...
So muli malinaw dito na yung student council head mismo hindi naman nakakaalam kung talagang suspendido. So parang laway lang talaga, no? Wala naman talagang repercussion ang di umanong suspension.
The Chairman, may please be allowed to respond to the...
Sure, go ahead, please. Clarify.
Yes, please, Your Honor. I mean, there are systems in place, and each unit of the university has duties to fulfill, and the OSA is the one in charge of determining who are the organizations to be recognized.
Dean Divina, exactly how the OSA has fulfilled its responsibility. What repercussions are being felt now by the suspended?
But Your Honor, we have. I hope the committee will appreciate that before last year, the fraternity is recognized, and they're presumed to have the grounds or reasons for recognition this year. And it's only September that was determined they're not recognized, meaning that was after the orientation had been conducted already by the student council.
Okay, sir. OSA, do you have anything that you posted in the university website saying that this fraternity suspended, or have you given any correspondence to anybody in particular?
Okay. We do not post any announcement regarding the recognition of these organizations. We just issue a letter to the corresponding college organization. But let me mention that as early as July, these organizations are made to submit requirements. And as early as July, we knew that the requirements, like for example, the signature of the people who are supposed to sign the endorsement to the OSA for their recognition had not been complied with, not even till the incident happened. So because
Senator
these...
po, again, excuse me ma'am, medyo magulo eh. Sabi, si Jonathan, you're the head of the USC Faculty of Civil Law Student Council.
Yes, sir.
And sabi mo, nagsubmit ka ng proposal doon sa Student Affairs.
Sir, it was the project proposal po for
project
such
proposal.
specific activity lang po.
Specific, what activity was that?
The freshman orientation.
Ng IGS juris?
No, sir. All
Outside
of
the fraternity, lahat ng
all
freshmen?
of the organizations po in the Faculty of Civil Law. Including all po.
Including IGS juris?
Yes po.
And it was acted upon favorably by the Student Affairs, di ba?
Yes po, there was an approval
so
po.
medyo magulo, hindi kayo, para may disconnect ka. And sinasabi nyo ngayon, hindi nyo nare-recognize. And yet, you are acting favorably on the proposal submitted by the Student Council, Civil Law Student Council. So, kindly reconcile your positions.
This activity was conducted before the school opening. It's supposed to be the orientation. So it is presumed that because they have submitted, all organizations for that matter have submitted their papers for recognition, and on the presumption of regularity, it is presumed that they are regular, meaning to say that they have complied with all the requirements. So when the orientation happened, the organizations, all of them were given the chance to say something prior to our issuing the official recognition documents, which happened sometime in September. Now, in relation to what Jonathan was saying, it is true that activities are supposed to be approved by the OSA, but it is an organization that is existing in the college. So before any activities approved by the OSA, they should have passed through the approval of the local administration, like for example, the Student Welfare and Development, and then also the Father Regent and the Dean, before it comes to us.
Mr. Chairman, with the permission of Senator Grace po, can I interject on that point? Sabi ni Dean kasi, na-suspend na daw sila. Suspended na po sila.
Hindi po.
He just said.
They're not recognized for this year, Your Honor.
So they're not recognized.
It was
When you
determined in September of this year that they're not recognized, Your Honor.
Yeah,
The year before, they were
allow me
recognized.
to
Yes,
put my
please.
point, no? What's the difference between suspended, recognized, and removed from the university? When you say not recognized, di ba ibig sabihin niyan you are non-entity. No longer exist. I don't recognize you, so you no longer exist.
They're not authorized to conduct activities within the university or faculty, Your Honor.
Correct.
Yes.
So that is even worse than suspension, di ba?
The members were
that's my
suspended,
point.
Your Honor. The organization is not recognized.
You know, there's a problem, Mr. Chairman. There seems to be a problem of UST when it comes to this. Why am I raising this point? Madam, listen to me. The reason I'm raising this is, if the students knew the status, the real status of the fraternity, baka hindi na nagpa-recruit si Atio Castillo. Because, you know, if you are suspended or you are not recognized, may malaking sign dyan, aegis juris is no longer recognized by UST or temporary suspension. Alam po ng mga estudyante na may problema ang fraternity na ito. Kaya hindi po nila sasalihan. Dahil nga sa inaction ninyo na magpalabas ng notice na hindi sila recognized, yung anak po ni Mr. and Mrs. Castillo, they're right here in front of you. It's not think that they're not here. Sumali sa inyong fraternity thinking that it was a recognized, duly registered, accredited fraternity. If the university and College of Law had come out with a very clear-cut policy on which fraternities or organizations are recognized or not, this could have been prevented, ma'am. I would like to put that on record. And do you agree with me? Yes or no? Do you agree with me, ma'am?
I agree partly. When I say partly, it's because, as I was saying, and I would hold on that statement, that we are allowed by the CHED that within the first month from the opening of classes, we can issue recognition. And we adhered to that. So, as early as July, they already submitted, as I said, the papers for recognition, but these were lacking. And so the official recognition came in the second week of September. So these students should have joined the orientation, but not for the purpose of recruitment, because there is also a schedule for recruitment done by organizations, which comes after they have been officially recognized. And so if and when recruitment really happened, that was not authorized.
Director?
And
yes, may I just
yes,
add, no? Director, wouldn't it be better that you come up with at least before orientation? Because there are several organizations that even during orientation, nagre-recruit na po sila. It's obvious. We know that. We're all
Yes,
university
po.
students here.
Opo. But I would also want to mention that aside from the recognition that should have been given by the OSA, there had been some memorandum. There was a memorandum issued by the Office of Civil Law through the Student Welfare and Development Coordinator, and that was clearly posted on the bulletin board that these students should not recruit among first-year students. So if and when that again happened, that would not have been accepted.
The indulgence of Senator Subiri. Senator Po still has the floor.
Thank you, Senator thank you, Mr. Chair. Ma'am, yung layunin ng mga hearing na ganito ay hindi lamang para malaman kung ano talaga nangyari, kundi para din maayos ang ating batas, para hindi na maulit bagay. Siguro naman sa ating pagdinig ngayon ay nakikita nyo may konting may pagkukulang pagdating sa impormasyon ng mga nangyayaring ganito. Siguro, pwede din gawin, hindi naman sa nanghihimasok, pero nakasalalay ang kalagayan ng ating mga estudyante sa proseso ng universidad.
Naintindihan.
So
po yun,
dapat
Your
siguro
Honor. Well taken.
masaayos ng konti na maging malinaw lamang na ang mga organisasyon na kasapi katulad si Jonathan ay dapat konektado sa mga polisiya ng administration. Ngayon, kasi meron dito yung Student Organizations Recognition Requirements. Nakalagay po dito, the petition for recognition of a student organization must be filed with the Office for Student Affairs, sa inyo po yun, June 30, 2017. Ang application po ng Aegis Juris na pinirmahan ni Arvin Balag ay July 12. So, lagpas na po. So, kung kayo ay magiging stricto, ba't pa nito? Diba doon pa lamang deadline, any other qualification should not have mattered because deadline na yun Tapos na. Pero sinama pa rin ninyo.
Meron po silang petition that is for the academic year po kasi kahit na mag-submit po sila ng June or July, that is still for the incoming academic year.
Labo
Opo.
Kasi nakalagay nga dito June 30, 2017 yung application nila. July 12.
Yun po yung nakalagay dyan. Kaya lang nagbago po kami ng academic year sa UST. Nag-start na po kami ng August.
It doesn't say
Opo.
academic year. It says a particular date. So, I mean, never mind if it's clear that academic year without a specific date, have a specific date, ma'am.
Kaya lang po kasi that falls within the time na bakasyon po. But we are going through the papers already. And nakaschedule
So,
din po
ma'am,
kami.
you dropped the ball. You dropped the ball. Kapabayaan po ito sapagkat sinasabi ninyo dahil walang pasok.
When I say walang pasok, we considered the start of the counting of days allowed by the CHED within 30 days from the start of classes.
Okay. You know what? It doesn't mention academic year. Nais ko lang klaruhin, walang nakasabi ditong academic year, eksakto pong petsa ang naka-issue dito. At hindi ninyo sinunod, tinanggap pa rin ninyo ang Aegis Juris. Kaya, malinaw na itong punto. I think,
tinanggap po namin yung application nila, pero hindi po ibig sabihin na pag tinanggap, ina-approve po namin, in-recognize po
sinasabi
namin
nga
sila.
ninyo na hindi na dapat tanggapin dahil sa deadline pa lamang, hindi na sila dapat kwalipikado.
Mr. Chairman, may I please be allowed to add that is based on the old calendar year, Your Honor. We changed or shifted to August. I mean, we used to start classes June. We shifted to August about 2 to 3 years ago, Your Honor.
Yeah, but it says here...
It makes reference to the old rule, Your Honor.
Yeah,
That's based on the old
rules
rule.
and regulations, but 2017, 2018 to, hindi ninyo napalitan.
It should be adjusted accordingly, Your Honor, because we changed the start of the school year from June to August, Your Honor.
Whether it should have been adjusted or not and you haven't changed your rules, you still accepted it, knowing in your head that this memorandum was still out. Anyway, so you didn't make the proper adjustments. I think I will now go to, mababalikan ko na lang siguro si Mr. Ventura.
Kind indulgence.
Senator, with the permission of Senator po, Senator Gatchalian is required.
I have a few questions related. Jonathan, kayong group,
Yes po, the student council po.
inorganize nyo ito, pinadala nyo ng letter to ask permission.
Sir, all the organizations po, the Faculty of Civil, including the academic.
Sa taas. Kanino ka humingi ng permiso?
The project proposals are being submitted first to the for approval and the other region for the budget po.
So, humingi ka ng permission?
Approval po. We pass papers po.
So you gave a letter requesting for approval and so off ng
Student Affairs. We'll go there after po ma-approve na.
So, dalawang opisina ang binigyan
Excuse me,
ng letter.
that's Dean of Civil Law. Kasi ikaw, Civil Law Student Council.
Yes.
So, dadaan ito sa Dean.
The local dean.
Naaprubahan ba itong dalawa?
Yes po.
Aprubahan.
Yes.
Alam ng office ng alam ng dean ng College of Civil Law, meron kayong ganito. And then alam ba nila kung sino?
At the time po, we only had the general description po that there will be organizations because we're still determining of the organizations that will include the orientations. And when we knew that all of them were required to submit recognition papers, we invited all of them.
Nagbigay ka ng papeles sa office ng dean, office ng father regent. Nabihan ba kayo na kung sino-sino yung pwedeng imitahin dahil hindi sila recognize?
We know po na there is a ban po for recruitment freshmen po, but then we are working on the premise that all of them submitted recognition papers, and it means po na they are parang qualified to be recognized for this coming academic year. So give them the chance to present the orientation po.
So in other words, inimbitahan nyo lahat ng organization?
Yes po.
And pababa, necessarily, kung ano yung dinaan ng paakyat, dadaanan din pababa.
Once po ma-approve ng Office for Student Affairs po,
Diretso na sa inyo.
it will come back to us po with the approval of the
Through-
Office or Secretary.
Through proper channel, di ba?
It
Okay.
will come directly to us. Get the papers
Directly.
from OSA.
But yung proposal nyo, necessarily, would pass through the Dean of Civil Law.
All of the papers po are attached in ano po, are attached together po, so
Would
it
you
will
know
come
if
back.
the Dean of the of Civil Law was informed of the favorable action taken by the Student Affairs?
I cannot answer.
Cannot answer. Din,
Yes,
yeah.
please.
Sabi nila, nagpadala ng proposal and it covered all the organizations, including Aegis Juris, I suppose. Di ba?
Your Honor, the proposal
There
is
are-
to conduct orientation among freshman students, Your Honor. That's the proposal.
Yes,
and
but-
the budget that goes to the proposal, Your Honor.
Pero lahat, kino-cover lahat ng organizations. Kasi freshmen yung involved, pero lahat ng organizations, including fraternities. Di ba?
At that time, Your Honor, it should be pointed out that the fraternity, all of them are presumed to
Yes.
have complied with the requirements. It's only September that was determined that they're not compliant.
And
But I
knowing,
also... Yes, please.
knowing that the Aegis Juris was not recognized at the time, di ba, prudence
in
dictates,
June,
sandali po,
yes, Your Honor.
prudence dictates that you could have taken notice or noted na ito hindi kasali ito kasi hindi ito recognized, hindi ito suspended ito for this year. So, was it a case of negligence or oversight or what?
Your Honor, in June, they are deemed to be compliant. Only September that they're determined not to be compliant. So when the orientation was conducted, they're presumed to be compliant. But we also have to inform the committee that it was mentioned and stressed by the coordinator for SWD that recruitment is not allowed for freshman students. So regardless of the issue of accreditation, Your Honor, the fact is they're not allowed to recruit for the freshman students.
I refer you back to Senator po.
Alam niyo po, paulit-ulit lang to, Mr. Chair, pero I think maliwanag na sa atin na talagang meron dapat ayusin sa proseso din nila. Siguro babalikan ko to, no? Nung huling hearing natin, si Senator Subiria humingi ng kopya ng CCTV ng Pacific Star Building. Dahil nung September 12, Atio texted his mom at sinasabi na nandun siya sa isang law office along Petron, May Buendia. Just across the gasoline station is Pacific Star Building where Divina Law is located. May nasubmit na bang CCTV footage?
There was
Your
no,
Honor,
there was no
Your Honor.
submission
We-
from
we-
Pacific Star. Nangihingi sila ng court order. Anyway, we were able to secure just a footage to Pacific Star, and we'll show it. Right.
So, Mr. Chair, we have the footage for September 12. And the reason why I ask this is there are just a few connections here that we need to seriously note. Number one, I think the owner of Pacific Star or the Pacific Star building is owned by Century Properties. And their corporate secretary is a senior partner at Divina Law. the same owner of Pacific Star, which is Century Properties, is also the owner of Novotel Hotels and Resort, kung saan nagkita yung mga frat members pagkatapos. So I just want to make sure that they're complying because their general counsel is Divina Law. Again, connected to this situation.
On the screen, Senator Grace, ito yung footage ng CCTV sa Pacific Star. And would like to ask maybe the parents of Atio if it's possible for you to recognize kung may resemblance ba ito at least kay Atio at kung ano yung palatandaan na pwede niyong sabihin na si Atio nga ito nakatayo rito.
Your Honor, it looks very much like him. In that picture, you will see his blue jacket. His mom bought that jacket. He was wearing black pants and black shoes. And also, the hairstyle.
Yeah, yung next slide, makikita yung jacket na sinabi niyong binili ni mami ni Atio.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, pwede mo pakita yung jacket. Could you confirm na ito yung binili niyong jacket for Atio? Sigurado po kayo.
Yes, oh.
So, establish yung fact that si Atio indeed visited Pacific Star, at least Pacific Star.
Yes, Your Honor.
We're not concluding na Divina Law Office yung pinuntahan, but at least sa Pacific Star, he really set foot. Di ba?
Yeah.
Ano kaya
Please be allowed to respond. But one thing is for certain, Your Honor, he did not set foot in Divina Law. We installed 16 CCTVs in our office, and it will clearly show, it has shown in fact, that he did not set foot or step foot in Divina Law office.
Have you submitted?
We did, Your Honor, the day following the last Senate hearing, Your Honor.
Is there a possibility that he may not have set foot physically in your office, but then he met with a few of your people within the building, maybe a cafeteria or any other common place? I mean, it's not unlikely that Divina Law, maintaining an official piece in one particular space there, could also have another place where you meet in the building. Is it possible?
Well, I'm not so sure about that, Your Honor, but one thing is for certain. I did not see Atio in Pacific Star.
Okay. How many law firms are in Pacific Star? Are there several?
Should be at least minimum 3, Your Honor.
Okay. So if there are about 3, perhaps we can go one by one and ask them. Because from what is clear here, he said that he was going to a law office. So it could be one of the 3, not necessarily yours. But it's just such a coincidence. All of the connections, aegis juris, having strong ties with Divina Law maintaining the website for the school, Divina Law having a lot of support for the fraternity, you being the dean, and him mentioning that he's in a law office close to that building or within that building where you have your law firm. So, for whatever purpose, I think we need to be able to determine that. I think now, my question will go back to Mr. Ventura. Mr. Ventura, you were on a break for a while. So, I think you mentioned, nabanggit ninyo na, ay, ilan taon ka na ba sa aegis juris?
1 year pa lang po.
Yan?
1 year po.
1 year. But are you aware of initiation rights in the past? Not necessarily this one.
Dun po, ang aware po ako from my batch po. Batch ko po.
So sa batch mo, kailan yon?
August 2016.
So 2016, so may napanood ka na initiation rights. Yung nangyari sa'yo?
Yes po.
So nasaktan ka ba?
Opo.
So, siguro baka nakakatakot, ano? Pero malakas ba talaga ang mga pagpalo sa inyo? Hindi, sa'yo, hindi naman kay ano?
Yung sa akin po. Opo.
Malakas. May suntok ba nakasama?
Sa akin po, dun lang po sa proseso po.
Meron ba, hindi mo kailangan banggitin ng pangalan, ano? Pero sa isang initiation, sinong pwedeng magsabi, tama na yan?
Yung ano po, MI po at saka
GP? Anong ibig sabihin ng GP muli?
Grand Prefectus.
So, sino yung GP nung panahon?
Si ano po, L po.
Kel, salamat. O sige. So siya nagpapigil nung sobra na? Okay. So, ibig sabihin, hindi naman si Miguel Salamat din ang susunod na GPD sa nangyari kay Atio, no? Kasi hindi siya. Pero meron. Pero yung tao na yon hindi pinigil. Oo, dahil siya pa nga yung huling nag-paddle. Anyway, dun sa mga messages mo, Mr. Salamat, ano? In the group chat presented during the last hearing, it appears that you were in possession of Atio's phone at that time. So yung may hawak. Ang sabi mo dito, tatay na yung tumatawag sa cellphone. Brad, tumatawag na kasi yung parents sa number ni Axel and M.I. Ralph. Brad, flood na ng messages laman ng cellphone. Lagpas na sa daliri ko ang missed calls. So nasa iyo pa ang cellphone niya noon nangyari. Nasaan na yung cellphone na yun?
Your Honor, I answer.
So you're invoking?
Invoking my...
Kasi alam nyo, ewan ko kung paano nyo gagawin to, ha. Ang hinihiling ng mga lang, maibalik lang yung mga gamitan. Kaya natin yon. Siguro kung hindi tao, kung sino man, bigla na lang pwedeng may regalo sa kanila. Padala na ninyo. Nandito ba ang isa pang natin tanungin? Kasi may nabanggit dito na may tinatawag na Brad. Mr. Chair, just okay from here. Dami na kasi dito eh. Eric Fuentes. Eric Fuentes. Dito ba si Eric Fuentes? Mr. Fuentes, sumupa na ba kayo?
Sec, kindly administer oath to... Including those who have not yet taken their oath, kindly stand up. Mga ngayon lang nag-attend. Thank you.
May I request all those who just recently attended, including the gallery, who were given notices to attend this hearing, please stand. Kindly raise your right hand. You solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in the Senate inquiry. Okay.
Kindly proceed.
Mr. Attorney Fuentes, kayo po ba ay member ng Aegis Juris?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Kayo din po ba ay isa sa mga law partners nitong Bernardo and Fuentes na katabi ng AJF Library?
Just for clarification, Your Honor, it's not a partnership, Your Honor. Up to this date, I'm a solo practitioner, Your Honor.
Okay, but your law firm is beside the Aegis Juris Fraternity Library?
Sorry po. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What happened to your CCTV footage at that time?
Thank you very much for asking that question, Your Honor. We don't have any CCTV cameras, Your Honor. As early as September 25, 2017, I sent a letter to the MPD, Your Honor, telling them that I do not possess or operate any CCTV, Your Honor. It was unfortunate that on that Senate hearing, September 25, it was stated that I gave a blank CCTV footage, which is untrue, Your Honor.
So is there a reason why you don't have a CCTV
Sorry, Your Honor.
Is there a reason why you don't maintain a CCTV camera within the premises of your law firm?
There's no particular reason, Your Honor. I just don't have any CCTV cameras, or I don't operate one, Your Honor.
Then may I ask you, within the text threads, meron kayong nabanggit na Big Brother. Parang galing sa'yo, Eric Fuentes, Big Brother requested all the brads, especially the alumni, to show our support by attending the Senate investigation and visiting Brad Popoy. Hindi naman masama yun eh. Hindi masama yung sinabi mo na yun. Maganda nga na sinasabi mag-attend kayo na.
With all due respect, Your Honor, with that particular statement, Your Honor, I could not recall if it was I gave it through a Facebook or text messages, Your Honor. But I can recall I gave that statement, but not particular what mode, Your Honor, because I've already sent several text messages or messages, Your Honor, in general.
Okay, but who is Big Brother?
Madam Chairman, Big Brother is a generic term that we give to all our GPs or elders, Your Honor.
Siguro, matalino naman kayo.
Senator Grace, medyo klaro yung elder or yung elders. Pa yung Big Brother sa elders. So don't tell us na pareho yon, generic yun sa elders.
Mawalang galang po. Yun po talaga ang aming binibigay na term po sa mga nakatanda po sa amin po.
Eh di mali yung grammar pa ninyo. I mean, mga abogado kayo, pa dapat sinasabi ng mga Big Brothers na, sige.
Sorry po.
So ganito na lang po, attorney. So banggitin mo sa akin, bigyan mo ako ng halimbawa ng mga Big Brother niyo. Would you consider Dean Divina as a Big Brother?
We can, Your Honor, but we don't call him Big Brother, Your Honor. We call him Dean Divina, Your Honor, or Sir Divina.
Okay, but he's considered, I mean, one of the elders.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Who else would you consider a Big Brother?
We have the past GPs, Madam Chairman. We have some of the founders, Your Honor.
Okay, alam mo, okay lang naman kasi yung text mo eh. Sa nakita natin. Sinasabi mo na mag-attend kayo ng Senate hearing. Nothing wrong with that. In fact, also to visit a Brad in prison. So, I'm just saying, we would like to know sana sino si Big Brother. Anyway, huling na lang munang katanungan, Mr. Chair, siguro sa round na to. Para lang... Nung dating hearing natin, hiniling ko po na imbitahin ang driver, family driver ng mga tranggiya. Nandito po ba siya?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ikaw yon. Ay, ikaw pala. Sorry po. O nga pala, familiar yung mukha niya. Kayo po si Mr. Tranggiya. Pakitawag po yung family driver ninyo. Nanumpa na ba ano pong pangalan nila? Family driver? Nakapanumpa na po kayo, Mr. Tipa? Okay. Bago ko kayo puntahan, nais ko lang balikan ito mabilis lang, Mr. Chair, just for the record. Kasi yung sinasabi ninyo, Big Brother is a generic term for older members who's probably had more experience and more authority. If that's true, bakit ganitong statement? Especially the alumni, meaning may particular reference sa Big Brother. Tao lang, di ba? Di ba? Since sinasabi ito, okay, Big Brother requested all the brads, especially the alumni. Parang malabo talagang isipin Mr. Chair, for the record, na Big Brother pertains to several individuals. Lalong-lalo na abogado ito. Siguro naman malinaw ang mga grammar nito. Yung plural, singular, at kung ano-ano pa dapat na elaborate.
Yes, Your Honor. When I texted that, Your Honor, were previous meetings, Your Honor. So one of the meetings topics was to support the Senate, Your Honor. So I gave that text to at least to convince other members to attend this Senate investigation, Your Honor.
Well, anyway, as I mentioned, Mr. Chair, this will be circuitous and just putting that on the record, okay? Mr. Laboga, magandang umaga po sa inyo. Salamat po sa inyong pagdalo ngayon. Nabanggit po kasi ang pangalan ninyo. Nabanggit po ang inyong involvement.
Senator Grace, may kasama ka abogado? Kindly introduce yourselves. Dalawa abogado mo? Okay, paki-identify lang for the record.
Morning, Your Honor. I am attorney.
And you're representing Mr. Laboga.
Are you a member of the Aegis Juris Fraternity?
Paalala lang kay Mr. Laboga, pwede ka magkonsulta sa lawyer bago ka sumagot sa tanong.
Mr. Laboga, kasi nabanggit po kayo na kasama nila, kasama ng mga ibang miyembro na naririto na nagdala kay Mr. Castillo sa emergency room. Ikaw nga ba ang nagmaneho sa naging biktima?
Di po.
Hindi mo nakikilala biktima na yon? Hindi mo nakita? Wala ka nakitang may sakit na dinala sa ospital? Meron ka bang minamanehong pulang sasakyan?
Wala po.
Kind indulgence.
Senator Gatchalian
I
is
just want
recognized.
to check. Laboga, nasaan ho kayo nung alas 5 ng umaga, September 17?
Sama ko po si boss sa siya po. Antonio Trangia.
Saan shop?
Ano po?
Anong address?
MacArthur po.
Bigyan mo nga yung specific address kung nasaan ka alas 5 ng umaga ng September 17. Dali naman siguro masabi kung nasaan ka, anong address, di ba? Hindi mo na kailangan ng abogado dahil kung nandoon ka, edi nandoon ka. Saan sa MacArthur? Mahaba ang MacArthur.
Bangkal po.
Bangkal, anong bayan?
Kawayan.
Barangay Bangkal.
May Kawayan po.
May Kawayan. Anong shop ito? Bakit?
RCT po.
Ano yun?
ERCT, Tire Supply.
ERCT,
Tire
Tiles
Supply.
Nandoon ka nung meron bang nakakita sa iyo doon na nandoon ka? Meron bang mga ibang tao na kasama mo doon na magpapatunay na nandoon ka?
Opo.
Sino?
Kaya po ni boss.
Sino?
Boss po. Antonio Trangia.
That's it for now, Mr. Chair.
Ikaw muna. Anong mo naman, ikaw ay family driver ni na Mr. Antonio Trangia, di ba? Anong minamaneho mo?
Pajero po.
Anong klaseng Pajero? Di mo rin. Di bali na. Wala kami namanehong pulang pick-up.
Apo.
Never ka nakapagmaneho ng pulang pick-up? Never mo nakita yung pulang pick-up? Eh, kanila yun eh. Sige, Senator Grace.
Ako, Mr. Chair, mukhang nahahawa dito sa mga ibang resource persons natin. Hindi po dapat matutunan yung mga bagay na ganito kasi gusto lang naman natin tulungan din yung mga naging biktima dito. Lagay niyo rin sarili niyo sa katayuan ng mga magulang. Ganito, yung anak po ninyo, nagmamaneho. Mamaneho po ba yung anak ninyo?
Opo.
So,
Your Honor.
maaaring siya lang ang nagmaneho nito. Pero, umabot sa aking kaalaman na si Mr. Balag, si Alvin Balag, ang driver niya ang nagmaneho kasi itong pulang pickup pala. So, Mr. Chair, dahil alam naman natin hindi sasagot si Mr. Balag eh. Pasapina po natin yung driver nila. Meron, para siya na lang ang salita. I would like to let's just ask for to subpoena the driver of Mr. Arvin Balag. We can obtain the name of that driver. That would be all for now.
Thank you, Senator po. Senator Zubiri is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman, babalikan ko po si Mark Anthony. This will not affect your case any bit kasi yung pag-uusapan natin dito nangyari sa iyo sa kaso mo no. Kasi gusto lang natin malaman yung violente nangyayari sa mga fraternities at sororities at iba't ibang organisasyon. This is also in aid of legislation. Kung sa sitwasyon mo, it's your situation. You know, it's not happened to you, so this is a personal situation. Sa iyong recruitment process, ilang beses po nangyari ang pagkakaroon ng physical and mental, say, torture or hazing ika nga na nangyari sa iyo? Does it happen only in one day?
Sa amin po, kami po yung lumalapit sa organization. Pag lapit po kami, pag tinanggap po, start po kami ng service. Sa amin, yung sa akin po kasi, 1 week po talaga. But, late po ako lumapit. Kari po, 3 days po sa akin.
Sa 3 days po na yan, naalala mo kung saan yung nangyari? Initiation, right?
Hindi po familiar, pero alam ko, outside Manila.
When you say outside Manila, was it in the south or in the north? Was it in Bulacan? It's just your experience. Alam mo, para
yung sa ano
matigil na po yung hazing na to, di ba? So,
sa akin po, yung sa amin po, somewhere ata po sa Batangas po.
Batangas.
So, parang Batangas po ata yun.
Hindi naman kayo blindfolded pagdala doon?
Blindfolded po.
Blindfolded kayo? Parang nakidnap kayo Blindfolded pala kayo papunta doon. Wow. So, pagdating nyo doon, 3 days sinasabi mo, what are, on that 3 days, so day 1, pwede mo isalaysay lang, nangyari sa'yo day 1?
Bali, paglapit, ano po, gradual po kasi yun eh. Service po na. Pahirap ng pahirap bawat. Na nga po ako dumating. Sa akin po, na start na po ako. Meron na po.
Sa physical, ano po yung physical na yun? So pagdating mo, may physical push up, chin up, o suntok agad?
Wala po sa amin suntok po, pero ang ano, jumping jacks, ano po, mga what?
Okay, pero sa first day yun, pagdating mo?
Opo.
Sa second day, anong gagawa niyo?
Yung ano na po yun, same din po, utos po sa Saywar po.
Saywar. Pero very clear naman dun sa nangyari kay Atio, di ba? May mga pagbubugbog sa mga braso. Ano yun, suntok? Yung nangyari sa'yo, sinuntok ba yung braso niyo?
Sa akin po nangyari.
Meron ganun.
Meron.
Sa braso? Sa muka?
Wala po.
Wala naman. Sampal?
Meron po.
Pag-inom ng mga dura, ganyan?
Wala po.
Wala naman ganun. Yung sinasabi nilang candle wax, ginamit din sa'yo?
Sa pagkakaalala ko po sa akin po, nung time po na, meron din po.
Candle wax?
Opo.
Yung candle wax, yung ano to yung mainit na, yung inaano sa kandila, yung kanyang wax. Saan nila pinapatak ang candle wax?
Yung sa akin po, sa amin po kasi, sa likod po.
Sa likod?
Opo.
Masakit?
Opo.
Dun sa final day mo, so paano yun? So, buong araw ginagawa sa yun?
Hindi po. Ano po yun? Proseso po. Meron po allotted time. Natansya po kung depende po sa amin po kasi madami po kasi kami batch ko po. Kaya po kami
nagsimula. So, hindi sabay-sabay. So, let's say ikaw muna, tapos pangalawang batchmate mo, pangatlong batchmate mo, ganun ba? O sabay-sabay kayo nahihiz?
Sa final rides po namin, sabay-sabay po kami sa isang lugar.
May mga nag-collapse ba sa mga kasamaan mo? Sa hirap?
Sa amin po, sa pagkakaalala ko po,
wala naman. Pero hirap na hirap kayo?
Nahirapan po.
Sa final rides, sa final day, may kasama ng paddling yun. Or may paddling ba from day 1, 2, and 3 sa'yo?
Po. Ang final rides po namin, sa last day lang po.
So sa final rides, pwede mo isalaysay yung nangyayari sa'yo? Naka-blindfold ba kayo? Dinala kayo sa kwarto? Binabanggit ko lang to, Mark, kasi gusto na natin mapigil ito. This, and you know this, I'm sure you know that this will not make you a good lawyer. I don't think this will make you a better person and a better lawyer. Kung sundalo ka, siguro. Alam ko sa PMA and all the other soldiering, if you want to join the special forces, the intelligence units, they teach you these things or they subject you to these things because their profession deals with either terrorism, threats of war, you may be caught in enemy lines, you should be able to be of physical, mind, and body na alam mo kaya mong tanggapin ito. Pero abogado, parang galang na lang po na yung pag-abogado hindi naman siguro kailangan ng torture at hazing. And because of your testimony, Mark, and we passed the law to strengthen the anti-hazing law, many students, young people, can become lawyers without having to go through violent initiation rights. Opo, am I correct, Mark? Tama naman yun, di ba? So, pakisalaysay lang sa amin, Mark, yung nangyari sa'yo, para at least makita natin na ito ay hindi na dapat gawin at ito ay isang hindi nararapat sa isang civilized society with men and women of conscience. So, could you please narrate yung nangyari sa'yo, yung last part?
Sa last part?
Opo, yung sa tingin mo pinakagrabe na nangyari sa'yo.
Ano po, sa amin po, sa akin po, mali po. Gabi po yun, nung dahil po kami, naka-blindfold na. Then, ano po, pagdating na po, at kami pa sa place, pinatanggal sa amin saglit yung blindfold para makapunta dun sa loob. From dun sa loob po na kami, palit na kami.
Tapos, tuloy mo lang.
Tapos pagkapalit po namin, stretching po kami. Kaka stretching po, sunod na po yung proseso po gawa po sa akin.
Ano ibig sabihin ng proseso?
Ano po kasi, same lang po kasi kami daanan.
Standard,
So,
okay. Pero yung proseso sinasabi mo, yung sinasabi mong jumping jack, physical activities, pag-uutos.
Nagawa po namin yun sa mga po, sumunod, bago po dumating yung final round.
Okay, maybe just to finish that point, on the final day, on the final rites, yan bang pinakagrabe ang pagbugbog sa'yo?
Sabi ko pong opo, sa akin po.
Sa'yo. So, kung sa suntok, ilang suntok na abot mo, ilang oras ang pagsusuntok?
Sa akin po, to be honest po, the day po na bumiyahe po kami, hindi ko na po binibilang yung oras. Dadasal na lang po ako na makayanan ko po.
So, ginagawa sa'yo within those 3 days? May suntok abot?
Kung ano po, sa last day lang po yun. Suntok po.
Okay, so sa suntok na yun, ilang oras yung suntok na yun nangyari?
Estimate po siguro 40 minutes po.
40 minutes sa panununtok?
May interval po kasi yun. Kumbaga hindi po siya yung 40 minutes straight po. Po.
40 minutes sa sinusuntok?
Tansya po, ganun po.
Sampal, ilang sampal inabot mo?
Hindi ko po alam.
Marami?
Opo.
Sa paddling, gaano karaming paddle na tanggap mo?
Yun sa akin po, ano po?
Sa'yo lang.
Sa akin po, 10.
10. Ano yan? Isang member, isang paddle? O
yung ano po, yung sa akin po, di ko po alam po. Kasi po, blindfold.
Anong suot mo nung pinapaddle po kayo?
Sa pagkakaalala ko po, wala po.
Nakahubad kayo?
Naka-briefs.
Naka-brief kayo?
Yes po.
Sakit ng paddling pag walang saplot. So, yung paddle, yun ba yung paddle na nakita natin sa letrato? Yung nakuha sa frat live? Ganun ba yung klaseng paddle?
Sa akin po, di ko po nakita eh. Kung ano po yung ginamit po sa akin.
Okay. Nung ikaw ang subject ng initiation rites, hindi mo nakita, naka-blindfold ka. Nung ikaw yung master initiator, ano itsura ng paddle?
Same po.
Pareho. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ventura. My other colleagues would like to answer questions. Thank you for your candor. Yung mga sinalaysay mo na yung araw na ito, bibigay po ng daan. Hopefully, in the near future, we will be passing the strengthened anti-hazing law. And I hope that kay Atio Castillo will be the last to perish. Thank you, Chairman. I'll ask a few more questions later.
Senator Grace po.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Ventura, dahil miyembro kayo ng fraternity, pag sinabing Big Brother, sino yung tinutukoy?
Sa personal knowledge ko po, Your Honor, isang tao po ata. Pero tinatawag lang po, never ko po siya na-meet, nagpakilala sa akin na siya.
Pero sino yung tao na yun?
Bago masagutin, hindi necessarily, hindi referring to elders. Isang particular na tao yung Big Brother.
Ayun po yung pagkakaalam ko po.
Okay, sino yun?
Alam ko po si, Attorney Bernardo.
Nasaan si Attorney Bernardo?
Just in the process. Mark, bago ka pumasok kailangan mo ba mag-courtesy call doon?
Sa amin po.
Yung sa inyo, sa'yo?
Sa amin po, yung parang hindi namin tinatawag po siyang courtesy call eh. Kumbaga, nagsiservice po kami. Parang i-indoctrinate po kami.
Bago ka nag-service,
may elders din po kaming indoctrinate sa amin.
May pinuntahan ka mga elders bago ka nag-service?
During na po sa service,
During the service. Prior to the service, bago mag
Wala po.
wala. Sa service, may nag-indoctrinate.
Opo.
Saan kayo in-indoctrinate?
Pumupunta po sila sa may library po.
Sa library kayo?
Opo.
Meron ka bang instance sa kayo ang pumunta, yung batch nyo?
Meron po, kumakain po kami sa labas po.
Napunta ka ba sa Pacific Star at time in the past?
Sa time po namin,
Sa Pacific Star building, nakita ka
alam ko po, pumunta po kami.
sa Pacific Star.
Po.
Before or after initiation right?
Before po, during the service po.
During the service, punta ka sa Pacific Star.
Opo.
Ilang beses?
Once po.
Saan kayo nag-meet?
Ano po yun eh? Taas po.
Saan nga sa tama? Building yun eh.
Ano po? Century po.
O nga, Century yung may-ari ng building. Pacific Star yung
Doon
pangalan
po,
ng building.
Yun po, Your Honor.
Saan kayo sa building nag-meet?
Umakyat po kami sa may Century po. Century po yung
Mr. Chair,
Century Properties po.
I think I was actually leading to this
Senator
question.
po.
So ang sinasabi mo, kasi kanina sinabi ni Dean Divina, walang pumupunta sa kanyang opisina, si Atio hindi nagpunta. So hindi ka pumasok sa Divina Law na nakalagay. Hindi nakalagay Divina Law.
Ay, hindi po.
Okay, pero ang mga ka-meeting ninyo, nagtatrabaho sa Divina Law?
Hindi rin po.
So bakit kayo nag-meeting doon? Ba sa Century? Nandun sa restaurant? Penthouse ba yun? O ano?
Meron din po kaming, ano po, pagka time po namin, pumunta kami, may mga master po kami.
So
mga
wala,
broads.
ni isa doon sa mga master ninyo, wala doon na miyembro ng Divina Law?
Wala po. Alam ko po wala po.
Okay. So bakit kaya doon kayo nagmi-meeting? May nabanggit ba sila?
Ano po eh. Separate po sila ng office po eh. Different po silang company. Yan po ang alam ko po.
So, practice ba ninyo ng mga neophyte na mag-visit nga ng mga senior brads ninyo? Sino yung na-meet ninyo sa Divina Law?
Yung sa Divina Law po, ako po kasi, Your Honor, personally po, before po pumasok ng Castillo, may knowledge na po ako sa Divina. Since yung brother ko po, dati po nag-work sa Divina.
Sino nga yung na-meet ninyo aside from your brother?
Ano po,
Obviously.
na-meet ko na po yung, ano po, yung ang tanong niyo po, mga brads po na na-meet ko po.
Oo, dun sa Divina Law.
Ano po, after na po, ng rights. Saka ko
After
po
the
sila
rights.
na-meet.
Mr. Chair.
Senator Gatchalian.
I'll just, again, just to clarify lang. Nasabi mo kanina, bago no service, punta ka sa Pacific Star, meet some of them. During the service. Natatandaan mo saan doon? Building?
Honor yung alam po sa floor, alam po kasi yung Century Property.
Pero Pacific Star building yun.
Pacific Star Building.
Sino yung mga kinausap mo? Sino nagbigay sa'yo ng orientation?
Na po, maalala po yung
Alala mo kahit isa. Elders yun eh. Hindi pa, kalimutan mo ba na elders? Tahan nyo nga sila doon, di ba? Ilan sila? Ilan ang nagbigay ng orientation sa inyo?
tatlo po ata yun.
Tatlo? Ano yung mga pangalan nila?
Sa time ko po yung pumunta po kami doon. Service po. Attorney Nick.
Attorney Nick? Last name?
Patawig po ata yung last name niya.
Patawil?
Patawig.
Patawig. Pa?
Attorney
Elvis Uy or Edwin Uy?
Elvis Uy.
Elvis. Edwin.
Hindi po. Fred Correa.
Fred
Korea.
Korea.
Naalala ko po nung service sa Pacific sa Century.
Anong year itong orientation?
2016 po.
26. May babanggitin ako mga pangalan, baka matandaan mo. Orientos. Attorney Edwin Uy. Attorney Alfonso Versosa. Rin. Attorney Danilo Tungol. Attorney Arthur Capili. Rin. Attorney Isaiah Asuncion.
Chairman, may binanggit si Mr. Mark Ventura ni Bernardo. Is Attorney Bernardo? Si Bernardo, very prominent dito sa mga chats and text messages na may Big Brother na. There's nothing wrong being called Big Brother. Sa mga underlings natin. Is this the same? Are you the same Big Brother?
Your Honor, I'm not aware that I'm being called the Big Brother.
Are you, Attorney Bernardo, are you one of the incorporators? Sorry. The mic.
Yes, Your Honor.
Affirmative. How many are you incorporators of? Are you what we founding member?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're one of the founding members.
Yes, Your
Aegis
Honor.
A certain Vicente Garcia.
Yes, Your Honor.
Siya ba po yung may-ari ng property? Library?
I beg to the kind understanding of this court, I would like to invoke the lawyer-client privilege communication, Your
Honor. Is he a member of Aegis?
No, Your Honor.
He's not.
No, Your Honor.
I have to ask.
Thank you. May tanong lang ako kay Attorney Akende. Yung Legal Education Board, yung creation ng Republic Act 7662.
You're correct, Your Honor.
And one of the general specific objectives is to train persons for leadership.
It's correct, Your Honor.
Tama ba rito yung tali sa fraternity? I mean, at least in-encourage nyo para sa
No, Your
leadership
Honor.
training. After hearing all that transpired during the previous and this present hearings, including past cases of hazing, ano po ba yung pwede nyo may contribute to further strengthen RA 8049 and thus preventing future occurrences of death or serious physical injury on those being subjected to initiation, right?
Your Honor, our jurisdiction, Your Honor, is limited to law schools because we are the regulator of law schools. So my answer will only cover as far as law schools.
Yes, please. At least we're dealing with the law students here.
Yes,
So
Your Honor.
probably you can contribute whatever you can para ma-enhance yung RA 8049.
On top of mind, Your Honor, will be to determine the responsibility of the law schools even before the accreditation of fraternities and sororities that are law school based. Because it seems that the efforts of the law schools to regulate the fraternities and sororities are limited only after they have accredited. So before accreditation, if there are already existing fraternities and sororities in the law school, then they are not subjected to any form of regulation at all or to any form of monitoring at all by the
by the authorities or the administration of a law school. So I think we will recommend, Your Honor, that the accreditation be limited only as far as the enjoyment of privileges. But even prior to accreditation, the responsibilities of the school administration should continue or should even extend prior to accreditation because they are existent in the law school community.
Thank you, Attorney. When you talk of responsibility, there should be an accompanying accountability, hindi ba?
Yes,
Bigyan
Your
ng
Honor.
responsibilidad, may accountability. So, in what form would you... Kasi kung isususpend natin yung eskwelahan, ang dami maapektuhan.
That is correct, Your Honor.
So, how far are you going to, say, consider those accountability portion ng for college?
In that sense, Your Honor, the fact that a fraternity or a sorority existing in a law school, then there should already be efforts on the part of the law school to monitor and to exercise some form of responsibility to avoid incidents of hazing. Because by our quick review of the incidents of hazing, one of the areas or one of the locations where hazing occurs is in a law school. It doesn't happen in organizations like a religious organization of students or a peer organization of students. It is only happening, based on our study, it is happening on fraternities, it is happening on military or paramilitary type of organizations in universities and colleges, in maritime institutions where there are maritime students, and in athletic organizations. So mainly the incidents of hazing based on documented cases are happening in these four types of organizations, Your Honor. And fraternities, which is existent in law school, is one of the recurring incidents of hazing activities.
And in cases of violations and or negligence, what sanctions would you suggest be imposed on the schools, colleges, and universities?
Well, on our part, Your Honor, as far as a regulator, Your Honor, the sanction, of course, as far as we're concerned, will cover the license of these law schools. Not necessarily to immediately revoke the license, because in educational institutions, there are levels of licenses for the operation of law school. There is the government recognition, which is the open-ended license. Then there is the permit document, which means that on an annual basis, the Legal Education Board inspects and monitors the operations, the different operational areas of a law school.
To consider heavy fines, one of the sanctions?
Yes, Your Honor. That will be one of the, within the tools that can be implemented in a future legislation.
How about at least upgrading penalties on cover-ups of obstruction of justice? Kasi mababa masyado yung penalties of obstruction of justice. So probably, kung merong obvious cover-up na ginagawa, maybe we can elevate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Maybe one grade lower than the main offense.
Main offense, Your Honor.
Which is, yung, kung capital, kung reclusion perpetua yung sa main offense, ano yung suggested form of penalty pagdating sa cover-up? Wala na yung ano, kasi accessory after the fact, medyo mababa yung penalty. So, if we elevate,
1 degree lower will be reclusion temporal.
Temporal. And that could be a good deterrent, di ba? Ito, nangyayari rito after nung nangyari kay Atio, maraming attempts to cover up. Pinapalinis yung, pinapatanggal yung paddle, pinapalinis. And if proven to have committed those offenses as part of the cover up, 1 grade lower than reclusion perpetua could be fair, di ba?
Well, I leave it to the wise discretion of the
But you're a resource person, so we're getting your input so we
Yes,
can
Your
be guided accordingly.
terms of
And that's-
deterrence, of course, Your Honor, a heavier penalty will, in effect, be a deterrence.
May tanong lang ako sa DOJ. We noticed some inconsistencies kasi juxtapose po namin itong testimony ni at saka ni Solano. May inconsistency. So how would you treat this? So, for example, ito sabi ni John Paul Solano, sabi niya, so I was slapping him on the face. Tapos tiningnan ko yung pupils niya, very dilated. Sabi ko walang response. Nag-check ako ng pulse, wala. The first time, wala. Nag-check ako ulit. Pangalawa, sabi ko, baka yung pulse ko na yung nararamdaman ko. Kasi na-stress ako. Sabi naman ni Mark Ventura, first aid, nag-check ng pulse, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. And you were referring to Solano, no? When you said nagkaroon ng mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, you were actually referring to Popoy. This case. Oh, sige, naintindihan ko. Massage legs and arms, no? Pero. And then, sa tanong na yung iba umalis na, wala na yung iba. Sabi naman ni Popoy dito, I was not sure that time kasi dalawa po yung room ng digest juries. Implying that he cannot identify who else were present because he was not able to go the other room. Kay Ventura, kay Mark, sabi niya, tapos dumating na si John Paul, Popoy Solano sa Frat Live, tapos doon niya nakita si Hor sa sala at doon niya binigyan ng first aid. Tapos pinalipat niya sa loob ng library. Tapos tuloy pa rin pag-atin kay Hor. Now, MPD and DOJ, no? Of course, ibabangga niyo ito sa facts, di ba? Physical evidence and other circumstantial evidence. And doon niyo iweweigh kung sino yung mas kapanipaniwala. Assuming that Mark Ventura is not accurate or siya yung medyo sablay do sa pagbinangga nyo sa facts, DOJ and MPD, how would you treat him as a witness now? If he's not completely or fully telling the truth.
Of course, Your Honor, the members of the panel very well delved with is already delved into the merits of the case. And they can propound clarificatory questions, Your Honor. They have the power.
And yeah, please continue. Sorry.
Your Honor, these kind of questions actually cannot, as of the time, have the
I
liberty.
understand.
To
But I'm just
answer.
thinking ahead because pinaglalaban nyo rito na ma-admit, kasi provisionally admitted sa Witness Protection Program and in all likelihood, madi-discharge siya as a state witness. Pero kung sablay siya doon sa totoo, sa facts, what I'm trying to say is, hindi nyo outright i-dismiss yung testimony ni Popoy Solano as a lie or not true pagka i-compare nyo doon kay Mark Ventura, di ba?
We will have to balance the
Yes.
statements of both witnesses or witness, Your Honor, or the affidavit. Although, as I mentioned, during the clarificatory questions, they can propound questions
Yeah.
which would very well
Determine.
delve into the merits, and therefore they can decide it's within their discretion whether to admit certain statements or not. Although, as I mentioned earlier, Your Honor, since the admission of the witness Ventura is still provisional in nature, we consider him as of this time as a respondent until he is fully covered under the Witness Protection Program. That is the time, Your Honor, that we would very well study and analyze each statements that he had.
And since yung isang requirement sa admission sa Witness Protection Program or para ma-discharge as a state witness, kailangan corroborated in its material points yung kanyang testimony, you're not closing the doors on the possible inclusion also of Popoy Solano as a possible state witness, or you have closed or shut your doors already?
We have not closed yet, Your Honor. We have to evaluate and study he applies. Although if even a single or one state witness, if testimony is pretty credible, Your Honor, anybody can be convicted. Of course, the quantum of evidence required in the court, before the court, is higher than the quantum of evidence required in prosecution level. Because in prosecution level, it's merely probable cause, while before the court, it's proof beyond reasonable doubt. So we can evaluate or examine also if anybody would still apply under the witness protection or the state or the witness protection program assist.
Including all those you mentioned as included do sa nakasama do sa charge sheet, di ba? Pwede sila rin pumasok as a possible witness.
Opo, Your
Depending
Honor.
on
Pero kailangan
the
po i-evaluate
compliance, yeah.
at examine.
Right. Having said that, I am going to proceed to my next point. Ano? Kasi I'm also thinking of, this is the malicious part of me being an investigator all my life. Ano? Yung posibilidad na si Mark Ventura, pardon me a Trojan horse. If you consider, baka planted dito, hindi ka?
Your Honor,
Kasi magkaiba yung kanilang testimony. Pagkas, tulad yun, may mga sinabi siya rito na mukhang hindi tama. Sabi niya, hindi siya yung MI. And then lumalabas, kung titingnan mo yung documents, of course, meron naman siya sinabing alibi na tumigil na siya pagiging MI. But again, pag tinignan natin yung articles, yung kanilang constitution, sablay din doon sa petsa na pag-uusapan natin kanina. Anyway, just a thought, ano? And you should expound or you should expand yung inyong cover dito.
Your Honor, to be candid with Your Honors, and we have not as yet received the testimony of
Officially,
witness
that is.
Ventura, because he was provisionally admitted on October 24, and the following day, the Honorable Secretary of Justice left for the United States. He'll be arriving tonight, and possibly tomorrow, we will be having a meeting with regards to this. Possibly, we will be given, the panel, of course, Your Honor, be given a copy documents pertaining to the issue.
But his testimony has already been formally submitted to the OJ. Huh?
Yes, Your Honor.
So contained na siya doon sa kanya affidavit. I mean, contained. Pwede siya mag-supplemental, pero limitado na siya doon sa specifics. Di ba?
Opo, Your Honor.
Thank you. Senator po?
Kay Mr. Ventura, may binanggit si Chairman ito isang Trojan horse. Possible lang. I would like to ask straight from you. Is that true, or are you here to tell the truth and nothing but?
Not a saint, but I am here to tell the truth. Only few good. And ano.
Very good. That's a very welcome statement to this committee. Senator, I believe Chairman Senator, after Senator Grace, there's a few other things I would like to present.
Mr. Chair, with your
Senator
permission.
po, is recognized.
Do we have a representative from the Chinese General Hospital present?
Yeah.
Dr. Garcia, are you aware with the admission of Mr. Castillo into your hospital
Yes,
and
we are,
the
we
procedures?
are involved, are present.
May I ask you, Dr. Garcia, since you're representing them, who signed the release papers for Atio's body to be brought to the morgue? Nadalin agad sa morgue at maimbalsa mo agad na wala pang pagsusuri.
Your Honor, we have to show you the two homicide detectives together with the parlor came to pick up the patient for autopsy. That's the reason why the hospital released the body to them. In that time, the patient was not even identified, so patient. So we have here our document show that the two policemen who.
Okay. Do you have the names of the policemen?
Yes,
And can please read the names out. They're present here. Please stand up.
The first one is Juan Bernardo Cayabyab.
Represent PO1 Kayabyab.
No, sir, he was not invited to attend this sanitary.
Second one.
The second one is SPO1 Jorlan Taluban.
So nandito ba yung nabanggit? Isa man lang dun sa dalawa?
No, Your Honor, they're not present today.
But they're members of MPD, no?
Yes, Your Honor, they are homicide investigators.
So Dr. Garcia, yung SOP po ninyo, pag merong mga hindi na kayo ang hindi na kayo ang kayo nag-iimbalsa mo, hindi kayo nasusulit.
No, Your Honor.
So this one, actually you release it if there's an investigator, di ba dapat yung next of kin o
If we have patient that with a name, it is the policy of the hospital is not to release anybody except the needed relative. Unfortunate for it, came it as patient X. So as patient X, it's unidentified, and during the examination of our medical resident, possible homicide involved. So it's already we inform immediately the authority.
So Dr. Garcia, when he was brought there, he was actually brought there by Mr. Solano.
Yeah.
Didn't you get the statement of Mr. Solano, what the name of the patient was?
Actually, Mr. Solano did not supply the name.
Yun yung sinasabi niya, napulot lang nila noon at that time sa Balutondo.
Actually, it's the hospital who hold on to Solano until the police came.
So who contacted the police?
It's a standard procedure of the hospital. If any cases of possible homicide, accidents, we inform even traffic. We have already designated who to inform. But since Mr. Solano told us that the came from Balut, so we call up Balut Station.
So it was you who actually, it was the hospital that called. Okay, General Coronel, magandang hapon po. Matanong ko lang kayo, no? So nagkaroon ba ng pagsusuri dun sa katawan ni Atio?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sino ang gumawa ng pag-embalsa mo?
Your Honor, if I may allow to
Yes,
give a
please
brief
go
process.
ahead.
Yes, Your Honor. Based on the records, the cadaver or the corpse of Horacio Castillo was brought to the Chinese General Hospital at 9:21 a.m. September 17, Sunday morning. And at 11:45 a.m., the Chinese General Hospital called our office, the Manila Police District Homicide Section, to inform us that there is an unidentified dead body now present at the Chinese General Hospital, and to which the policemen mentioned earlier responded to the call of the Chinese General Hospital, being homicide investigators. So at 1:30 p.m., our MPD investigators arrived at the hospital and took over the initial investigation and the details concerning the discovery of the dead body. At that time, the body was unidentified, and at that time, he was presumed to be a homicide victim or a victim of extrajudicial killing at that particular time. And then the body was brought to Arcangel Morgue at 2 p.m. of that day, Your Honor, based on the understanding and arrangement made with the Chinese General Hospital and the investigators. Considering that since there were no claimants on the body, and part of the protocol we are observing is to bring it to the nearest morgue for processing of the cadaver. And then the autopsy was conducted on Monday, the following day, at 10 a.m. by our crime laboratory, Your Honor, by our personnel who are present now today, who may want to answer the question.
But by the time that you did the investigation, was the body already embalmed? Na-embalsa mo na.
Based on the autopsy of the medical legal from MPD, the body was already embalmed, Your Honor.
So, can you do an accurate autopsy report after the body has been...
In this case, Your Honor, we can still conduct autopsy even though the body is embalmed.
Can you clarify why that is so? I mean, di ba pag na-embalsa mo, hindi ako doktor, no? Pero di ba tinatanggal na lahat ng mga parte ng katawan, binalik ulit? At nilagyan na ng gamot, dapat yan.
Your Honor, as what I've understood, the body was partially embalmed because the body is believed to be more than 24 hours. So the funeral parlor has no freezer. Most of them have no freezer except for the large ones. That's why the practice of funeral parlors are to do partial embalming so that the body will not be decomposed. So during the autopsy of the Manila Police District, the body was already partially embalmed, but the organs are still intact.
But, sir, yung autopsy report ninyo is inconclusive, di ba? Meron ba kayong nilagay na cause of death? Parang wala. Ano yung nilagay ninyong cause of death?
The final autopsy report signed by the medical legal officer, the cause of death is severe blunt traumatic injuries, both upper limbs. That is the cause of death, Your Honor.
Okay. So, malinaw na malinaw dito na dahil dun sa physical injury niya na natamo, ano to, yung mga blunt force sa katawan?
That's correct, Your Honor.
So, ano na, parang hematoma? Nagkaroon na ng mga clots, mga ganyan? Yun ang naging dahilan ng kanyang pagpanaw. Kasi, tama po ba?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Kasi ito nga yung nakakalungkot dito eh. Itong si Mr. Solano na medtech. Medtech ba, Mr. Solano?
Yes po.
Nung umpisa, hindi niya masabi kung buhay o patay nung una niyang nadatnan yung katawan sapagkat sabi nga niya hindi siya sigurado. Tapos, bandang huli na lang, biglang lumabas na siya ng statement na ang kinamatay nito ay atake siguro sa puso. Yan ang sinabi mo, hindi ba?
If I may comment on that, Your Honor.
Yes, please. Please clarify.
Your Honor, nag-comment lang po ako dun sa document na pinrovide ng MPD na kasama po sa case investigation. Kasi wala naman po akong idea regarding sa nangyari po kay Atio.
Wala kang idea pero malinaw naman na maraming pasa sa katawan. Tapos sasabihin mo yan?
Yung kinoment ko po, Your Honor, based po dun sa nakalagay na cause of death na pinrovide po nila.
Eh, yun nga yung cause of death eh.
Ay, Your Honor,
hindi naman sinabing heart attack eh.
Your Honor, yung ngayon ko lang nga po nakita yan eh. Yung unang-una pong pinail nila na death certificate and medical legal is HCM po ang nakalagay.
Anong pakilinaw?
Hypertrophic cardiomyopathy po.
General Coronel, ano yung first report na yon?
Our medical legal doctor.
Yes, please explain why you have two different causes of death.
Your Honor, we have released the provisional. That what Solano is trying to say is the provisional anatomic diagnosis. Because we released the provisional anatomic diagnosis of hypertrophic cardiomyopathy because the heart is enlarged during autopsy. And there's traumatic injuries of right and left upper extremities. Those are provisional anatomic diagnoses. But we released later after several days. We released the final medical legal report with cause of death as severe non-traumatic injuries.
So what prompted you to have the second cause of death, which is blunt injury, that you weren't able to determine the first time, which is obvious physically when you look at the body of Mr. Castillo?
Your Honor, the first is not the cause of death. We released is the provisional anatomic diagnosis. That's not the cause of death, Your Honor.
Okay. So, thank you for the clarification. So, Mr. Solano, alam mo, yung unang labas nyo kasi, yung unang labas mo, may mga sinasabi ko pang naawa ka sa bata. Tapos ngayon, parang pinapagaan mo pa marahil ang mga naging responsibilidad ng mga kasamahan mo. Kaya isinisi mo pa sa atake sa puso dahil nga enlarged di umano ang kanyang puso. So parang pinatay, meron nga nag-comment sa akin, nag-text, parang lumalabas pa sa iyong salaysay na siya pa may kasalanan sa kanyang sariling pagkamatay dahil inatake siya sa puso. Ngayon, sa tingin mo ba tama yung naging haka-haka mo dahil dun sa nilabas nilang preliminary report? Bakit mo pa sinabi yon?
Your Honor, kahit naman po kami, nagtataka bakit po ganun yung cause of death. Tapos iba po yung sinabi nila nung previous Senate hearings po. Actually po no October 5, nag-send po kami ng letter sa kanila regarding po ng clarification tsaka po ng histopathological report kung meron na po sila para po ma-verify namin kung ano ba talaga yung cause of death niya. Since wala pong dumarating sa amin mula October 5, yan na po yung ginawa namin. If ever naman pong mag-adverse yung histopathological report, hindi naman po kami gagawa ng alternative na defense regarding sa cause of death po.
O, dun sa nasabi mo ngayon, sabi mo nagtataka ka nga dun sa kanilang preliminary report. Nagtataka ka sapagkat sa yung pag-iisip, dahil nakita mo nga yung kinahinatnan ni Mr. Castillo, ano sa tingin mo ang unang pumasok sa isip mo na cause of death?
Ang una pong pumasok sa isip kong cause of death is yun pong pre-existing heart na po, na condition. Kasi yun naman din po yung nakalagay since yung sa medical legal is dun din po lumaki. Ay, malaki rin po yung puso.
So hindi sa tingin mo, ang kanyang kinamatay sa yung nagtaka ka, pero sumasang-ayon ka rin sa report. It's contradictory. Sinabi mo, nung nakita mo yung preliminary report na sinasabi nga dahil dun sa enlarged heart niya, nagkaroon ng siguro heart attack. Again, di ba parang ganun yung preliminary report? Yun ba yung ibig sabihin nung scientific term na yon?
The heart is enlarged. That's why our provisional anatomic hypertrophic cardiomyopathy. But that heart condition is compatible with life, Your Honor. Because only according to literature, hypertrophic cardiomyopathy has a mortality rate of only 1%.
Okay. So, Mr. Solano, when you first saw that report, you just told me now, just a few minutes ago, you said you were in doubt, nagtaka ka. Pero ngayon, sinasabi mo uli, nang tinanong kita, ano sa tingin mong kinamatay, ang sagot mo, dahil din sa puso.
Your Honor, kasi wala naman po talaga akong idea kung ano po yung pinagdaanan ni Atio. Tapos late din po dumating yung mga certificates po in medical legal. Since ano pong gagawin kong defense, kinasuhan po nila ako ng murder.
Alam mo, yung puso nga nakatago yan eh. Nakatago sa loob ng katawan. Hindi mo nakikita kung enlarged ba yan, kung may bara ba yan. Pero yung mga pasa, kitang-kita. Pero hindi yun ang una mong sinasabing dahilan ng kanyang pagkamatay. Mas sinasabi mo pa yung puso.
Your Honor, di ko naman po nakita kung gaano po agrabe yung pasa.
Nung dinala mo sa emergency room, siguro, Dr. Garcia, is it already visible to the to the naked eye what the
Yes,
physical
I-
condition of the victim?
Your Honor, I have here with me Dr. Clark. She's the one who treated, who attended to Asio.
Doctora Clarice?
She's just beside me.
Have you taken your
Yes,
oath?
yes.
Yes.
po.
Doctora,
Good
please
afternoon.
describe the physical composition of the victim when you saw him.
When the patient arrived po, patient we observed that had hematomas on both.
Pag sinabi hematoma, sa ating mga kaalaman lang, no?
Senator po, we also invited Dr. Maria Cecilia Lim, yung pathologist yung chief chief pathologist ng PGH,
Forensic pathologist with knowledge of
UP College of Medicine. Maybe
Sige.
we can
Ask
direct him.
also. Kasi she was the one who physically saw the body, Mr. Chair, just quickly. So, may hematoma.
Yes.
Ano, so makikita mo ba may discoloration of the skin?
Yes, there's also
So is it black and blue?
black and
So it's evident that it can be seen by the person who brought the victim in to the emergency room.
yes po.
Yun naman pala, Mr. Solano, anong masasabi mo?
Your Honor, nakadamit po siya eh.
Actually, Your Honor, initially, naka short sleeve. So, initially, habang may naka-peak na konti, that's when we
Mr. Chair, alam mo,
and candle mark.
I think we can get also the analysis of Dr. Lim. Were you able to examine the body? No.
Oh, ma'am, I was
No.
only provided the
Okay,
of the
so
PNP.
in your expert analysis, what do you think is the cause of death of Mr. Castillo?
Would agree with the impression of the Filipina kidney failure, secondary to the rhabdomyolysis, secondary to the blunt force.
So, ibig sabihin, kung nagkaroon man ng pagtigil ang tibok ng kanyang puso at nag-fail ang kanyang mga organs, hindi na gumana, dahil ito sa kanyang natamong pagbubugbog.
Yes, ma'am. I think it goes back to Senator Lacson statement. It
Okay.
doesn't matter what the immediate cause of death is. Bottom line is traumatic.
See, Mr. Solano, there's your answer.
If I would comment.
Okay, go ahead.
Your Honor, kaya po kami nag-request ng histopathological result po regarding po dito of death. Kasi if ever po na yun ang lumabas doon sa histopathological report, i-disregard po namin yung HCM na provisional cause of death. Since October 5 po, nagre-request po
you
kami.
have no authority na disregard or to
Hindi po,
accept
kasi
it.
yung i-disregard po yung alternative defense na to.
Senator Grace, with your permission, and
Yes,
with the permission of our,
that's all,
of our
Mr.
colleagues,
Chair.
Mr. Solano, you're between the devil and the deep blue sea. Kung meron siyang pre-existing heart condition, not you, but the others who participated, di ba lalong masama yon? Kung alam mo na yung merong pre-existing heart condition, sinubject mo pa doon sa extreme pain. Kung wala naman pre-existing heart condition at namatay due to hazing, pareho rin ang suma eh. So what are we discussing here? Ano ba yung pinag-argue natin dito? Namatay yung tao, kesa kung direct mang cause ng death niya yung bugbog o hindi, kung meron man siyang pre-existing heart condition, masama pa rin eh. Lalong masama pa nga kung alam na ninyo na mayroong pre-existing heart condition, sinubject nyo pa sa hazing. Di ba?
Your Honor, I would agree with that.
Mr. Chairman.
Next.
Mr. Chairman, kahit may pre-existing heart condition pa man si Atio Castillo, wala pa rin kayong lusot because jurisprudence, this is Supreme Court jurisprudence on pre-existing medical conditions. And I quote, Amado Alvarado Garcia versus People of the Philippines, GR number 171951. The Supreme Court reiterated that where death results as a direct consequence of the use of illegal violence, the mere fact that the deceased or weakened condition of the injured person contributed to his death does not relieve the illegal aggressor of criminal responsibility. Let me repeat, it does not relieve the illegal aggressor of criminal responsibility. Kaya wala, sabit pa rin. That's the layman's term of this. It's a Supreme Court jurisprudence. Mahirap nang baliktarin yan. At alam naman natin, jurisprudence is similar to law when it comes to the explanation or cases in court. I can cite many others. United States versus Rodriguez, etc., People versus Ortega. Marami pong. So, maybe we don't have to belay that point any longer kasi wala din kayong magagamit na excuse dyan sa pre-existing heart condition. I believe Senator Sherwin has a couple of more questions before I present the additional evidence.
Here, Senator Mix. I want to direct my questions to Director Guanhing. Gaano katagal na ho kayong Student Affairs Director?
For the record, I've been appointed August 9.
August
9 this year.
2017. Prior to you, sino po Student Affairs
It's Dr.
Director?
Calara.
Nasaan na ho siya?
Nasa UST pa rin.
Is he here with us right now? And ang fraternity na-accredit po ng
16 po.
16 fraternities.
Yeah. So 11 from the College of Medicine. 5 or 4 from the law. I mean, actually, fraternity, the College of Law, just 1 is recognized. The rest are. Then 1
No, only
university.
fraternities.
Just fraternity.
Some fraternities. So 16, you said 16 fraternities recognized by UST.
Yes, sororities and fraternities po. I not say the delegation if it were divided in sororities and fraternities. But I'm sure with the College of Law that there are 3 sororities.
Let's clarify, ma'am.
Yes,
Ilan ang fraternities sa UST na na-accredit or recognized ng yung school?
I'm sorry po, Your Honor, hindi ko po ma-determine exactly kung ilan ang fraternities and sororities, but the total sororities and fraternities.
Even
po,
after
16.
this incident, hindi nyo ho isang loob na research kung ilang ang fraternities sa inyong school?
List po.
May nangyari na ang fraternities sa inyo, hindi ba it's a red flag already in at least determining whether the other fraternities are also involved in such activity?
Meron po kaming list, but I could not say exactly the number.
Wala ba kayong dala ngayon?
The previous times that we were, I had the list, but I could.
I think as Student Affairs, after this incident, dapat ho maging mas alisto na ho tayo,
Yes
di ba
po.
ma'am?
In fact po, meron na po
Dapat top of mind na yan, ilan fraternities, ilan sororities.
And we already have gathered.
So ilan nga ho ang fraternities? And assuming there are 16, no? Let's take this number for now, no? Assuming that there are 16 fraternities, ang Aegis juris, gaano katagal na siya nag-ooperate sa...
Matagal na po, but if we track the record from 2010.
2010.
They could have, what we have as record as requested by Senate is from 2010. So from 2010 onwards, there was a year, I think it was 2012-13, where they did not apply for recognition.
So, nag-ooperate ho sila sa UST since 2010?
2010, based on the record that
based
you
on
have
your
given
records.
prior to.
Based on your records. And 16, almost 17 years, ilan po ang members ng...
We do not have a complete list. Because what we require from them when they request for recognition is just the list of prior members, because they still are supposed to recruit after they've been recognized.
But
Your
even
Honor.
after this incident, did you conduct any internal investigation as to the history of this fraternity, and ang members nila, sino ba yung mga elders?
Hindi po.
So wala
Your
kayong
Honor.
ginawa?
Hindi walang ginawa, but it is supposed to be done by the local, because it's a local organization.
Who's
So
the local?
when we say local organization, it's supposed to be under the office of the Faculty of Law.
Nagtuturuan kasi kayo, ma'am eh.
Sir,
Since kayo yung pinaka, I would assume, overall entity responsible for the students, I would assume that you have...
because they are not recognized, Your Honor, then we could not account for the recruits that they have.
But have you conducted any investigation after this? Take it upon yourself. May kusang loob ba ho kayong ginawang investigasyon?
Investigation in as far as we have
At
an
least the
ongoing
history, the people behind.
we have an ongoing investigation.
So ilan po ang members nila?
But members from back
Yes,
the previous
from
years,
the history, exception.
we did not do a check of the members
So hindi nyo alam.
prior to this year.
And the history ba ng Aegis Juris, nagkaroon na po ba ng heat?
Wala po na none that we know, because it's supposed to be prohibited by the university.
The past few hearings, I asked Mr. Tano, Mr. Rubinos, kanina si Mr. Ventura, all narrated their experiences with hazing with this fraternity. So, tingin ko, itong mga nasarap po natin, dumaan rin to lahat. No? Matagal na ito, 16 years. Ibang mga members nito, nagsabi dumaan sila. Tingin ko, itong mga tulukuyang mga officers dumaan rin. Hindi nyo ho alam na may hazing na nangyayari po sa inyong edad?
Dapat po kasi kung susundin natin ang anti-hazing law, di ba meron po dapat pagpapaalam ng activity? Pero wala po silang in-apply for approval po.
Kanina nasabi ni Mr. Emerson na madalas ang hazing sa fraternity nangyayari. No? Nasabi nyo kanina 16 yung fraternity sa inyong college. Pumasok sa isip nyo baka may hazing na nangyayari?
Possible po siguro, pero hindi po reported kasi as an activity.
Of course, hindi nila i-report yung hazing. Ano?
Opo.
But did you make any extra proactive effort to learn whether there, kasi marami sa kanila dumaan sa hazing, meron ba kayong proactive effort na ginawa para malaman kung may hazing o
Meron po kasi sila supposedly undertaking pag nag-apply sila. And that is part of the commitment that they are not supposed to engage in any hazing activity. And that is signed po.
no, aside from the
Yeah.
documentation and aside from the papers that you are giving away no sa handbook, meron ba kayo personally, meron ba kayong proactive effort na ginawa? Alam naman natin, may fraternity eh. Alam natin na connected ang fraternity sa mga
Supposedly
hazing.
po kasi sa orientation ng students, kasama po yung anti-hazing law. And they should know what it entails or alin po yung hindi dapat gawin. And they also know that prohibited po ang hazing sa UST. Now, in terms of proactive, if you are referring to the current incident, we already have gathered and conducted the different, actually a discussion that we conducted among all the advisors of the fraternities and sororities, if only to make sure that they are again reminded of what this anti-hazing law is all about and their responsibility. Kasi po kung...
My point of the matter, Madam, is marami nag-ooperate ng fraternities in your college. But doon, matagal na, as far as 60 years. We all know that a lot of your underwent hazing. Pero I cannot absorb why nangyari pa rin ito ngayon. 16 years na ho itong, sabi nyo kanina, 16 years na itong Aegis Juris na nag-operate sa school.
If I may po, I've said earlier that the fraternity and sororities are considered as college-based organizations. So under po sa college, there is someone who is supposedly responsible for overseeing the different activities, and that includes the approval of the various activities, and that's directly under the Student Welfare and Development Coordinator of the college.
And then,
So they are also the ones who check initially the application for activities. They are the ones who are supposed to approve initially any applications, and then
I
that is when-
understand each fraternity, meron ho silang advisor?
Yes.
Po ba? Who appoints
That-
the advisor?
It is the college po.
College yung nag-appoint. Sino po advisor ng AGSU?
In the past years po, it's Attorney Arvin, but this year he did not sign as advisor because I suppose he has not been given the appointment.
So in the past year, si Attorney
Pabelia.
Arvin
Pabelia.
here? Attorney, gaano ho na katagal ho kayong advisor?
Since, if I'm not mistaken, I joined in 2010 as faculty.
So 2010 till 2016, advisor ho kayo ng AGSU.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a member of AGSU?
Yes, Your Honor.
And same question. I've three members of your fraternity said that they underwent hazing. Matagal na ho to sa UST. Alam nyo ba na may nangyaring hazing dito sa fraternity na kayo ang advisor?
No, Your Honor. I do not know that because at my time, Your Honor, I have not undergone.
Wala kayong kamuwang-muwang na may nangyaring hazing. Na 16 years yun ang binabantayan. At
No,
kayo
Your
ang
Honor.
advisor?
I was just an advisor since 2010. 6 years, for 6 years, Your Honor.
2010. 2010. So 6 years. But still, 6 years is a long time. One term. Wala kayong kamuwang-muwang.
Honestly, Your Honor, none because my advisor role is on the bar operations and the activities submitted. Other than
Reject actually, attorney, na huli na kita last time sa first hearing pa lang. I already asked you about recruitment. Sabi mo, yes, nung recruit sila nung last year prior, wala naman untoward, walang namatay, walang untoward incidents. It's on record. And binalikan kita, sabi ko, alam mo pala. But being part of the faculty, part of the rules of the faculty is that before they do recruitment and initiation, they have to give prior notice. So,
with all due respect, Your Honor, I was not asked that question the first time that I'm. It was not me.
Not you. Anyway, on record yun, he works for the UST faculty. Kapili, sorry, my apologies. Attorney Kapili, who's part of the faculty and part of Aegis Juris. When I asked him, Ma'am Socorro, I asked that fellow, he said, yes, he was familiar that there was recruitment and an initiation process that happened the year prior, but no untoward incidents happened. Then I asked him, but did they submit a written application for that, Hindi siya, sabi niya hindi. At wala din natanggap, the one prior to you also said that they received. There are severe violations of not only your internal rules, but also of the law. Because anti-hazing law requires application school. Any violation of that's a violation of the law. So talagang may lapses, ma'am. You have to understand where we're coming from. There really are lapses when it comes to this, the issue of recruitment by fraternities. So I hope this clarify at least for legislation. And not only for UST, is the CHED here, Mr. Chairman? The CHED was invited the previous two hearings. Others, the CHED representative. Very clear that this problem is happening in schools, and these are your constituents, ma'am, no? Si CHED Chairperson Juanan po ang head ninyo. Have you taken your oath, ma'am?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. I'm Director.
Please rise muna po.
And solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing.
Please proceed.
So with the CHED, what steps have you taken? I believe the last during the budget hearing, I mentioned to Commission to Chairperson Licuanan, ma'am, we have not heard strong message from the CHED on this particular issue. Well, several years have passed, several deaths have come up. Apparently, according to her, during the budget hearing, the last time they issued a memorandum was in 1995, during the passage of the law. So ever since then, no condemnation, no statement. Is there now, have you changed that? Have you actually come up with new rules?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. I'm Director Cinderella Haro of the Legal and Legislative Services of the Commission on Higher Education. The law that the CMO that you were talking about, Mr. Chair, is our CMO Order number 4 series of 1995, and it is true that it was on January 25, 1995, that the Commission issued a resolution or issued an order with respect to fraternities. At the time, Mr. Chair, we believe that our laws or existing penal laws are sufficient to answer or to address the problems. But considering the situations now, Mr. Chair, actually we have created a technical working group in order to determine the sufficiency of our CMO and if we could impose stiffer sanctions against institutions which have violations of this law.
When will that technical working group terminate its proceedings and come up with? Alam mo, technical working groups can take years, and every day passes that another child is being recruited and beaten up black and blue as we speak today. It's very important that under your watch, the CHED comes up with concrete guidelines and rules for these universities and institutions.
Mr. Chair, I think I believe I was designated as the head of that technical working group, Chair. So I would see to it, Chair, that it can be passed or it can be issued early next year, Chair, or next year.
Thank you. Please furnish a copy to our committee. That will help us in aid of legislation.
Yes.
Just to finish off, Mr. Mr. Jonathan, gaano katagal na kayong presidente ng
just for this academic year.
which is
Uh,
how many months?
been in office since May.
May of 20. Then year ka na sa college of.
I'm in my third year po.
So from first year to third year sa College of Civil. And are you a member of the agency?
No po.
In your knowledge, no? Student council, ano ba yung student council?
Yes po.
So marami kang kilala, highly circulated. Naririnig mo na itong aegis juris last 3 being a student?
Yes po.
At naririnig mo na yung kanilang modus operandi?
I have no personal knowledge po of their activity.
So, hindi mo, may kilala ka bang mga member na ito?
Yes po.
Your personal knowledge, alam mo ba na may nangyaring hazing sa kanilang fraternity?
No.
Wala kang naririnig?
I've heard some...
Kahit kwento, o kahit nabanggit, or in your president of a council, I'm sure you're highly circulated and malawak, wala kang narinig.
First, but I don't. I really have knowledge of
Ba't naririnig mo?
stories lang.
Stories lang. Again, Mr. Ma'am Guanhing, after this incident, ano bang steps na have the school undertaken to prevent this from happening?
We conducted reorientation regarding the anti-hazing among the advisors.
Yeah, but you've
We
been
called for
conducting orientation for the last many years. Nangyari pa rin to. Anything
So-
more more creative than just orientation?
We'll have to adhere closely to the provisions of the MO in order to prevent. There are some provisions there.
So
we
what are
can-
the provisions? What you're
Okay.
doing right now,
Yeah.
ma'am, is business as usual. Eh.
Yes, but based on the different data that we have gathered, because as you know, we are having an ongoing investigation, there is a recommendation that we will do a moratorium first on the different activities of these different fraternities and sororities until we are able to put in place all the guidelines that they have to follow.
And then, anong timetable ho niyang ginagawa
This,
nyo ngayon?
the whole year po, this school year, we'll work on that. And then hopefully by next year,
But
if
the
it's in
school year
place.
is a long time. That's a few months.
Because
Anything immediate that will, I mean, this is happening. You have other,
moratorium of activities po.
you've said you have may 16 na fraternities.
I already have the count. May I go? So for law, there are 3 sororities and 1 fraternity. For medicine, there are 5 sororities and 6 fraternities. And the university-wide organization is both, I mean, it accepts female and male members. So it's a combination. So that's a university-wide organization. Your Honor.
Itong mga ibang fraternities, meron ba silang hazing ginagawa?
None within our knowledge po. But because they have their corresponding advisors, then the advisors are supposed to be the ones to monitor their activities.
So,
Kasi po,
the advisors are supposed
be
to
the ones, not only monitor, but from the outset of the planning of the activity down to the implementation and monitoring and evaluation, they are supposed to be actively involved po.
And they actively involved. Can you describe an activity that the advisor should be actively involved in?
Like, for example, if they plan, for example, an organization would plan an activity, it should be done together with the advisor, because the advisor has to go through the different parts of this activity, the nature of the activity itself, where it will be conducted, how it will be conducted, should have undergone their scrutiny. And that is when they approve of the activity.
Based on your experience, Guanhing, the advisors can detect this type of activity which is supposed to be clandestine.
If they closely monitor, they should be able to detect
Kaya
it po.
nila ma-detect yung mga hazing, ganitong mga initiation, kaya nila ma-detect.
Dapat po, kung closely ginagawa po nila yung kanilang
So,
yung responsibility po.
in other words, si Attorney Fabella is wala siyang ginagawa.
I could not answer.
For the record, Your Honor, I am not the advisor of Aegis Juris. I have not been
No, in the
approached.
past, no? In the past.
In the past,
you
Your
said
Honor.
6 years.
We already submitted, because as I said, Your Honor, there's only major activity for the fraternity involved as an advisor, and that is the bar operations and the anniversary during December. So that is already submitted to the Office of Student Affairs early on at that time.
Well, I be honest about it. Wala sa mga school advisors ang nakakaalam na nangyari to sa loob ng school. And school advisors, school officials, and I'm quite disappointed dahil even after this incident, parang hindi niyo pa alam yung detalye, madam. And it's just business as usual for all of you. That's why I'm looking for other proactive, creative ways. This is not an ordinary activity that they will submit to you as your, it's a criminal act. And I'd like to urge you to go deeper into this problem and come up with more proactive approach. And obviously your advisors are not functioning as supposed to be.
Chairman.
Senator Subiris.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have additional. During our last hearing, we had Senator Joel Villanueva read the chat messages of, if it's a Facebook chat of members of Aegis Juris, giving different details of what transpired and what afterwards. But before I read this on the record, Mr. Chairman, is Attorney Capili here? Attorney Capili? You've taken the oath, no?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Attorney Capili, you were the one, I believe, who called Indivina to let him know that a student had died. Is that correct?
I called him. I
Okay.
was the one who informed.
Yes. How did you know Castillo died? Who informed?
Sorry.
How did you know that Atio Castillo had passed away? Who called you?
Attorney Alan Agati.
Attorney Alan Agati. Is he here? Attorney Agati? Have you taken your oath, attorney? How did you find out that a frat member or a neophyte had passed away?
Afternoon, Your Honor.
Afternoon.
It was Sunday morning around past 10:15, 10:20. The car wash. I opened the and I saw message come. Sorry, Your Honor, I cannot remember who exactly, but it said that apparently a neophyte had collapsed in the initiation the night before. That frequently the neophyte had died. At first, shock and Your Honor, tried to call up a former office mate of mine, might have information about that because I have not been active in the feeling in which I remembered Attorney Arthur Capili. I used to work. So I gave him a call. I asked him. At first he did not able to respond. And later he texted me saying that if he had missed my call. Called him again. I asked him if he was aware of any new information about the fight having died, passed away, initiation. Well, actually, I asked him if he was on Facebook. Art mentioned that he was not, and so I asked him, "Are you aware there's information going around that neophyte had died in?" The answer was Tagalog, Your Honor. Dali, tatabi lang ako. I told him, I'm not sure about this. I just read it on Messenger. And maybe I'd like to look at it. That was.
And Attorney Capili, because of that, you had called the dean, or did you search deeper?
At that time, Your Honor, I was driving. Naka-hands-free lang ako. Gulat na gulat ako, Your Honor. Rattled lang kung ito yung sinabi niya. When I arrive at where I'm going, Your Honor, I called Dean Divine.
So, Sir Chairman, if I may be allowed, during the last hearing, Senator Joel...
But before that, before we leave the issue of faculty advisor, Arvin Alag, why did you put the name of Attorney Irvin Joseph M. Pavilla as your faculty advisor do sa petition for recognition ninyo? Nakalagay dito, petitioner through Arvin R. Balag respectfully states that faculty advisor Attorney Irvin M. Pavilla.
Mr. Chair, bali po yung sa petition for recognition po namin, bali pinipirmahan ko lang po, Your Honor, hindi po ako yung
Nag-aaral ka ng law, pirma ka ng pirma, hindi mo binabasa.
Your Honor, kasi po, yung sa petition for recognition po, ang akala ko po talaga ang advisor namin si Attorney Pavilla po. Pero yung recognition po namin hindi na po natapos kasi nga po lumipat na po ako ng school noong August.
Thank you. Last hearing, Mr. Chairman, Senator Joel Villanueva had read a series of chat messages or text messages in a chat group. And we were wondering why there were certain pages missing. And this would actually link everything together. If I may be allowed to continue the point taken by Senator Joel Villanueva, although they look alike with Senator.
Please proceed, Senator Sibiri.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. On the first page, these are the additional documents. This may help us in coming out with the committee report and the conclusions in the committee. A certain Marvi Rosero Abo. Continuation, no? Babasahin ko lang po. Walang nag-reply eh. Akala ko 10 a.m. ang meeting. Nag-thumbs up po si Carmel. And then a certain Dante Acuzar Gaile Caraan added Cesar Ocampo on. Mig Inigo, hihingi sila listahan ng mga umattend saan ginanap ang hazing. Bong de la Fuente answered, on my way. And then sabi ni RV, I'm calling on our founders to guide us the rest of the way. Hindi natin inischedule na mangyari ito. The brad who is being held at the hospital is pleading for help. If we cannot respond to him, then we take the risk mismo na ihulog niya tayo. At yan pong binanggit niya sa atin noong executive session po tayo. Sabi po ni Mig Inigo, palulubuhin pa ng media yan pag walang magkocontrol. Next naman na salamat, Brads. Sagot ni Alston Kevin Anarna, yes. Sabi naman ni Mig Salamat, dapat na ba sabihin sa mga magulang, kanina patawag ng tawag yung nanay nung neo at doktor yung tatay niya. Tapos aware naman sila na sumali ng frat si Horacio. Sagot ni Alston Kevin Anarna, anong update GPS sa Brad? Bong de la Fuente answered, wala ba way para makatakas si Popoy? Alston Kevin Anarna, improving ba? Sagot naman ni Mig Salamat, di ko pa nako-contact GPS. Nagpapanik rin mga student brads kasi di alam gagawin sa cellphone. Baka mamaya patawag ng pulis yung parents kasi aware na sumali tapos hindi sumasagot si Horacio. Bong de la Fuente, any update sa Frat Live? Baka nag-text sa parents na. Sagot ni Mong de la Fuente, any update sa Frat Live? Baka nag-text sa parents na dun ini niya. Alston Kevin Anarna, ayos na ba Frat Live, GPS? Mig Salamat, Brads, patay na daw yung Brad natin. Certain Sesimeno says, kits, or kita-kits. Sesimeno again replied, sa Cubao. Alston Kevin Anarna answered, inform the parents na ayusin muna Frat Live, pero dapat may statement na tayo iisa. Di pwede sa Frat Live nag-initiation. I presume nag-initiation. Bong de la Fuente, yap. Alston Kevin Anarna answered, mapapahamak big bro. Yung sagot ni Mong de la Fuente. Have it there. But we have an answer from Arvin Rosero Abo. See you there, Brads. Alston Kevin Anarna to keep you updated, GP Arvin. Marvin Rosero Abo answered, GP Arvin, please post the number of Brad Popoy Solano. Then, where is Starbucks Araneta? Sa Araneta Coliseum ba? I'm on my way. Alston Kevin Anarna, yes bro. Sagot ni Marvin Rosero Abo, okay, kita-kits Brad. GP Arvin, kindly update us on the condition of the new Brad and Brad Popoy Solano. Arvin Rivera Balag, si Popoy na hold, siya na iwan doon. Yung number na binigay, yan ang number niya. Alston Kevin Anarna, dapat ba sabihin niya real name niya? Pag hindi, dapat wala siya wallet or ID. Kasi Mig Salamat, hindi GPS. GPs, hindi GPs. Ang statement daw is napulot ni Solano sa Tondo. Alston Kevin Anarna sumagot, delete muna natin post sa Facebook. And Sesimeno said, what way to inform? Who will inform? Alston Kevin Anarna, pati yung picture kasama si GP Alan. Sagot ni Mig Salamat, Brads, on the way na ako sa Cubao. May tanong lang ako. Alston Kevin Anarna, kaso may CCTV rin ata yung barangay along Laon, Laan. Mig, salamat. Paano marurule out yung napulot sa Tondo tapos malalaman ng magulang na patay na? Alson Kevin Anarna. Unang silipin frat live. Makita doon galing kotse pinanghatid. Not from Tondo. Pa-check na lang GPS sa paligid ng frat live sa mga nakapwestong CCTV ng barangay. Unang silipin frat live, makita doon galing kotse pinaghatid. CCTV naman. May dugtong pala to. Baka pasilip rin CCTV sa Fursal Inn kung medyo nakapwesto sa frat live. Then Gayle Dante Acuzar Caraan added Elvis Uy, and he also added a certain Carl Slade. Gayle Dante Acuzar Caraan, I added 2 previous MIs. They may have inputs. It is confirmed that he already passed away. Is it confirmed that he already passed away? Says Simeno. Who has the cell phone of the new Brad? Alston Kevin Anarna. Brads, please secure the tickler. Sunugin na lang. Delete messages. This comes from a certain Alston Kevin Anarna. Alston Kevin Anarna, nandito po siya? Yun ang nanganak yung misis. Okay. So he answers again, Alston Kevin Anarna, baka may pwede mag-print ng anti-hazing law sa bahay, padala mamaya, Brads. Si Carmel, tisk. Actually, that means Marvy Rosero Abo, should we delete the frat page? Says Simeno, yes, ASAP, I suggest. Kahit ito, dapat delete na. Tawagan na lang tayo. Alston Kevin Anarna, pati Facebook ng students Brads pa-deactivate. Alston Kevin Anarna answered, pasend muna updated numbers dito. Nagbigay siya ng number for Alston. Maya na natin tuburahin. Question ba yan, Brads, o statement? Says Simeno, sino nag-inform? Certain Eric Fuentes answered, question. Alston Kevin Anarna answered, nag-iikot si Ronald sa perimeter ng frat live. Wala daw nakakatutok na barangay CCTV sa live. Sagot ni Alston Kevin Anarna, nag-iikot, okay. Din lang siya sure sa Caltex o Fursal Inn. Mga posibleng witness dyan, mga taga-Coke, add ko si Cheng. Then he added a certain Ronald Cheng. Alston Kevin Anarna, nasa frat live daw siya nag-iikot. Closed na frat live, kantin sa tabi, wala ring CCTV. Certain Marvin Rosero Abo answers, saan na kayo, Brads? And Alston Kevin Anarna answered, may kilala ba tayo ng pulis? Ano procedure, paano mag-investigate? A certain Gayle Dante Cusar Caraan answers, ito text ni Popoy kay Jint. Pakisabi kay Migs, di ako yon. Sa tingin ko si Migs, salamat yon. Kaparehong pangalan kami. Pakiraise naman sa meeting na naiwan ako dito sa Chinese General Hospital mag-isa. Sabihin na ang story ko na nadaanan ko lang to sa bangketa ng Tondo. Dito pa rin ako, pinahold ng pulis. Solano. Sabi ni Alston Kevin Anarna, Brad, di ata okay mag-usap sa public coffee shop. Meron ba pwede sa bahay muna? Sagot ni Dante Alcuzar Caraan, mahirap sa public place mag-usap ng solusyon. Inigo, Brad, balita. Sagot ni Carmel, tulungan naman makaalis muna si Popoy doon. Carmel answers, patay na Brad. And Ronald Cheng has a big thumbs up. I hope that doesn't mean na patay na, thumbs up, na masaya siya dahil namatay. And Mr. Ronald Cheng, si Popoy kaya, paano makaalis muna doon? And Mig Inigo answers, takas siya. Carmel, tingin mo mas okay na takas siya? Sagot ni Mig Inigo, na pwedeng magpaalam doon. Takas talaga paraan para sa akin. The frat will have to face this one. Kaya kailangan mag-convene na ng special meeting. Sagot ni Alston Kevin Anarna, Brads, dapat masabihan na si Big Bro, hindi Big Bros ha, Big Bro, para masabihan niya ang barangay na sira ang mga CCTV. What you think? Suggestion lang. Inigo, para iisa lang ang statement organized. From Marvy Rosero Abo, Miguel, nasaan, I presume, nasaan ka na? We need to meet. We need to have a team of lawyers who can respond. Inigo answered, yes, press ko na kasunod niyan. Sagot ni Marvy Rosero Abo, we don't just need suggestions from Facebook, we need your presence. Sagot ni Carmel, God, sama nyo kayo Popoy dito. Sama nyo kaya si Popoy dito. Sagot ni Marvy Rosero Abo, wag muna bro. Paring Edong answered, saka na batch. Marvy Rosero Abo answered, kung sakaling kunin ng police phone niya, damay na kaagad tayo. Carmel answered, paano natin siya matutulungan? Marvy Rosero Abo, how can we help him kung pati tayo madadamay? We need to meet. Nandito na kami Cubao. Nasaan na kayo? Sabi ni Eric Fuentes, parking na. With a thumbs up sign. Answered parang Edong, naka-frat shirt ako, okay lang ba? Kanina pa kasi ko madaling araw malis ng bahay. Sagot ni Carmel, dalhan kita damit. Parang Edong answered, sige batch, dalhan mo ko. Alam mo na size ko. Thanks. On my way sa Starbucks Araneta. Thanks. Carmel answered, tara. At Miguel Ventura III, punta na tayo. Cubao, please. Then parang Edong, I presume, gave the location. So these are some of the missing chats that could put everything together, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman. The reason why I raised this, Mr. Chairman, obviously going back to the obstruction of justice, that is possible and disbarment cases possible on the lawyers involved. I believe some of those mentioned are lawyers. Mr. Chairman, the Supreme Court representative is here. Attorney Maria Cristina Dayusa. I believe you're with the Supreme Court again, ma'am. No, you were with us in the previous hearing. Yes. The lawyers, I believe that the lawyers involved in the hazing of Atio Castillo and of course the subsequent cover-ups are subject to disbarment proceedings. And I believe the possible, and you can confirm this to me, attorney, the possible grounds for disbarment are, one, grossly immoral conduct.
Yes, Your Honor.
Tama po yan? Immoral conduct has been defined as that conduct which is so willful, flagrant, or shameless as to show indifference to the opinion of good and respectable members of the community. Such conduct must not only be immoral, but grossly immoral. That is, it must be so corrupt as to constitute a criminal act, or so unprincipled as to be reprehensible to a high degree, or committed under such scandalous or revolting circumstance as to shock the common sense of decency. Tama po.
Yes, Your Honor.
The second ground for disbarment is conviction of a crime involving moral turpitude. The term moral turpitude includes everything which is done contrary to justice, honesty, modesty, or good morals. Tama po yan, attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
And followed, as used in disbarment statutes, it means an act of baseness, vileness, or depravity in the private and social duties which a man owes to his fellow men or to society in general, contrary to the accepted rule of right and duty between man and man. Is that correct? So, there are several cases, Mr. Chairman, where lawyers involved were convicted of crimes such as falsification, estafa, which merited disciplinary action, disbarment. I even believe pagkakaroon pa rin ng kerida at all that, na-disbar immorality. In this case, the Atio Castillo case, with the crime committed, if convicted, to conceal evidence on Atio's death, attorney, I believe they're far more serious in deserving the penalty of disbarment. Would you agree with me? We can prove that? That can be proved.
Yes, Your Honor. But I still insist that there should be a complainant.
Yes.
Senator Subiri, before we leave the group chat issue, can we ask the MPD if they have this authenticated already? And has this been submitted to form part of the evidence?
Your Honor, we have communicated the matter to Facebook Philippines already, and they have favorably acted on our request to preserve all these chat messages together with all relevant threads, Facebook profiles pertaining to all those who were engaged in that chat book. We're just waiting for the order of the Regional Trial Court of Manila in order that they can officially furnish us copies, official copy and authentic copy of all those messages that have been communicated through Facebook Messenger and through Facebook.
And if and when authenticate ito, you will submit this as part of your evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. We'll submit it as part of
And
our
in so
evidence.
doing, the charge may include the others, all others who were not mentioned by PG Catalan.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
So just quickly, I know Senator Grace has to leave, Mr. Chairman. So just quickly to wrap up. Lawyers involved in the Atio case have evidently violated their oath, attorney, as lawyers to obey the law and do no falsehood. Not only the revised penal code and other special penal laws such as anti-hazing law violated, their actions showed intent to deceive and cover up the results of the crime, completely unbecoming of an officer of the court. Where there is yet to be a conviction of the crimes committed, their gross violation of the lawyer's oath remains a strong grounds for disbarment. Any comment?
I would like to know who are the lawyers
Yes.
who were involved in the chat.
Yes.
Kasi some of them, as I've heard and read it, some of them are only the frat members, but they are not yet lawyers. So they can be debarred from their school, or a case for criminal something has to be filed before the court. And what we do at the Office of the Bar Confidant, in case they were allowed to graduate, they apply to take the bar exams. That will be the time that we have to check properly all the requirements that they submitted, because in the petition to take the bar exams, there is a question there that have you been charged of any administrative, criminal, and there is a requirements that you have to submit a copy of the complaint, the status of your case. So we studied it in our office, the Office of the Bar Confidant. Then we report to the court whether to allow this candidate to take the bar exams or denied his application to take the bar exams.
Thank you, Madam Attorney. Well, the committee report, the final committee report, will already have the names of those involved, whether they're students, whether they're active lawyers, and their participation. The comprehensive committee report, I trust the committee of Senator Chairman Lacson on the thoroughness of those names covered. And also, and just to close, the most disbarment cases, Mr. Chairman and Madam Attorney, involving obstruction of justice merely involve contemptuous acts and dilatory tactics by lawyers. All the more should active harboring or concealing of evidence, non-cooperation in the investigations, and other acts be considered as a ground for disbarment. We're also looking at maybe amendments to the law to include if lawyers, because most of the cases of hazing are actually, unfortunately, law students. No? So we would like to maybe put a specific recommendation in the law wherein when there's active participation of lawyers to cover up or to delay or come up with the concealing of evidence, etc., etc. But it could be elevated to the Supreme Court right away. Fortunately, the IBP, and I've read reports, and many good individuals had sent me letters to my office and said that they filed so many disbarment cases against lawyers. Unfortunately, it takes a very long time, and the batting average is very poor. In other words, iilan lang po ang talagang nadidisbar. So we want to put a provision with the permission of my colleagues, and an amendment to the law wherein when it comes to lawyers in this particular case of hazing, it could go directly to the Supreme Court for decision on disbarment. The Supreme Court will have jurisdiction already of the case, study it, and of course come up with a verdict. Is that any comment from you, attorney?
If the law is amended, the first law is amended, I think the court will act on the case immediately because there's already a new law which adds additional penalties to those involved in hazing.
Thank you very much, Attorney. Thank you very much, Chairman. Senator.
Senator Pa, is recognized.
Actually, on that note, since you mentioned it, instead of it going directly to the Supreme Court, perhaps there could be like, for example, in cases like public officials, if it's plunder, you can be suspended right away. You cannot be attending your daily functions, and the same way, lawyers may not be right away sentenced, but they will be on probation and they cannot practice. They are implicated.
Attorney Leosa, would that be tantamount to disbarment? If your license is suspended? being a
Yeah,
lawyer?
the court suspends lawyers. There are already so many lawyers being suspended
But that's
by the
already
court.
disbarment, di ba? Pension? Not yet.
Not yet. Suspension only from the practice of law. But it depends. There are decisions which states immediately executory. Sabihin, kaagad po yun. And wala hong time, definite time na pwede mong i-ano. You can be suspended for life, for 20 years. Depende sa ano po yun
Kasi
ng court.
Attorney Layusa, kasi kaya nga sinasabi ko, kasi pag pumunta yung kaso sa Supreme Court, ang Supreme Court, ilan ang kasong pending nyo a year? 100?
100, Your Honor, thousands of, even
No.
the
New
disbarment cases.
New cases a year.
Yes, I mean,
Thousands or 200 to 800?
because in our office,
Thousands per justice, di ba?
in our office, we have around 700 cases filed. Disbarment, that's against lawyers. But in the petition for review of the different cases, decisions of the Court of Appeals and the RTCs and Digan Bayan, 1,000 po.
Siguro, Mr. Chair, when it comes to something that involves a criminal offense, yun yung pwedeng may preventive suspension.
If I may
Temporary
add, maybe grave felony.
Okay, so let me go to my point. Mr. Chair, sa ating mga pagtatalakay ngayon, dahil nga ito ay para sa legislasyon, ang pinag-usapan natin dito yung anti-hazing law. May tatlong bagay na dapat kasama dito. Unang-una, dapat may initiation rights. Sa tingin ko naman napatunayan na nagkaroon ng ganyan. Pangalawa, dapat merong recruit o may neophyte na nasama dito. Malinaw na si Mr. Castillo ay isang na-recruit dito. Pangatlo, dapat ito ay merong sinaktan physically at psychologically. At sa tingin ko naman sa mga unang pananalita na rin ni Mr. Solano, bagamat paurong-sulong siya, at ngayon na nandyan si Mr. Ventura, malinaw na nandyan lahat yan. Gusto ko lang ipaalala sa inyo na dito sa batas natin na ito, the mere presence, pag nandun kayo sa initiation rights na yan, kahit na hindi kayo mismo ang nambugbog, kasama kayo sa pwedeng hatulan. Kung hindi nyo napatunayan na pinigil ninyo ang nangyari, wala kayong ginawa para pigilan ito. Iba itong batas na ito, your mere presence will indicate your guilt. Second, circumstantial evidence is accepted, I think, by the Supreme Court in this case because of the secretive nature of fraternities. So kahit nasabihin pa na circumstantial lang yan dahil wala naman direct na nagsabi, pwede pa rin kayong kasuhan at pwede pa rin kayong mahatulan. Kaya ang sinasabi namin ay ito, baka naman pwedeng pag-isip-isipan ninyo. Dahil definitely ire-recommenda namin not only your disbarment, but your involvement in the case. Kung sakaling ang lahat itong mga ebidensya ay amin na nakalap, ay mapapatunayan talaga na hindi lang kayo sumasagot talaga. Kayo ay kasama dyan. So with that, I would also like to say that the University of Santo Tomas is a respected institution, one of the oldest, not just in our country, but in the world, I think. And it's not just a college institution. It's actually a Catholic institution where we should uphold the truth and Christianity. I would like to ask Dean Divina and the Director of the Student Affairs, who are you reporting to? Is your principal? Dean Divina, sino yung nag-supervise sa inyo?
Well, I, of course, report to the Father Rector.
Okay.
And Councilor Bridges.
And I suppose the same with you, okay, the Father Rector. Two things here. One, is, Senator Zubiri had a good point about the CHED. They should come up with regulations that if the institution miserably failed in preventing something like this from happening, they should either pay a fine, they should have like some sort of liability that's immediate. And you can do this administratively. I don't know if the CHED has a quasi-judicial function, but do you, Attorney?
I believe so, Mr. Chair.
Believe so, we are not sure.
I think only the Supreme Court can decide that matter.
Because if you impose an immediate penalty for negligence of the university, for failing from preventing something like this from happening, it will deter, or it will actually force the other institutions to be more compliant, because there's direct liability on their part. I would like to know, between the both of you, I think that you have an internal ombudsman in the school, because your system or your process has to be evaluated. Maybe we would like to have a letter from the Father Rector explaining what the University of the Philippines, University of Santo Tomas is doing at the moment with regards to your particular office, the Dean of Law and the Dean of the Director of Student Affairs. What should your process be, and your liability, if ever? And I'd like to hear this directly from the Father Rector of the University of Santo Tomas. That's it, Mr. Chair. Thank you for the opportunity.
Senator Gatchalian.
Mr. Chair, just to cap it off, no? Really very disappointed with measures the undertaking ST. Para sa akin po, hindi tapat to dahil buhay po yung katapat ho nito. At mga basic na tinanong lang ho natin, statistics, rector, and most of all, yung advisor na 6 na taon na ho nakatutok, sabi rin ho nung director na siya ang may responsibilidad, walang kamuwang-muwang na ang hazing ay nangyayari po sa kanilang eskwelahan. This is really competence, negligence. Para sa akin po talagang naging kapalit ho dito ay buhay po ng isang bata. I think the chair also continue what Senator Grace mentioned earlier. Committee would like to require UST to submit to us lahat po ng mga ginawa ninyo, steps undertaken right after this. And I would like to urge again, Dean and also the Director, be proactive. I think bottom line ho dito, hindi tayo proactive eh. At tama nga ho, nasa student handbook, may orientation, pero hindi sapat to eh. Hindi ho sapat ito na ginagawa natin, at hindi ho pwedeng gawin ulit natin ito sa mga susunod pa dahil hindi nga effective. And I think common sense mitigation, tulad po yung advisor na linagay ninyo, na member rin ng Aegis Juris, mawalan ho talaga ng check and balance dahil siya mismo pinagtatakpan niya yung pinagagawa nitong kanyang mga inaalagaan support. So I'd like to request through the committee, Mr. Chair, to submit to us your proactive, the measures that you have undertaken right after this, and also measures that will be undertaken the next. And again, let's be proactive. Tayo po'y nakasalalay.
In the area of legislation, Mr. and Mrs. Castillo, we know that Atio is gone, and wala naman kayo anak na lalaki na sasali pa sa fraternity. I'd like to pick your brain. Ano ba mga pwedeng i-recommend amendments anti-hazing law, if only to strengthen it and prevent future occurrences? Coming from the victims' parents themselves.
Strengthen. Alisin
practice. Now, process. I hope wala na yung process na.
We should abolish po yung physical harm. It's senseless. You don't need it eh. After going through hazing, after becoming lawyers, and when you look back, say to yourself na do anything for you to become good people or defenders of this country. Not needed, Your Honor.
And to the frat members, don't think this will incriminate yourself if I ask you the same question. Attorney Bernardo, what would you do as amendments to the anti-hazing? Input lang para academic discussion.
It must be definitely defined in the terms of reference. What are the instances that should there should be use or
from the frat men wants to volunteer a suggestion, a petition to strengthen. Arvin?
First of all, Your Honor, I would like to apologize for what happened last hearing, Your Honor. It was never my intention to disrespect the committee, Mr. Chair. Senators, it was never my intention po. As to the question po last time about the presidency po in Aegis Juris Fraternity po, I was not the incumbent president, Your Honor. I ceased to be an officer last August 2017 po.
What my question? Anong suggestion mo that we include as an amendment or amendments?
It should be defined po talaga. And hazing should be abolished po.
Alam mo, Arvin, before this hearing, I as chair, I was inclined to talk to my colleagues to lift the contempt charges para ma-release ka na. But then you filed a petition for certiorari with prayer for Tiara. So nobody wants to lose by default. So we'll fight it out in the Supreme Court. So in the meantime, you will stay a little longer in the Senate premises. So with that, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, final words na lang. I believe this will probably be the last hearing. To the family of Atio Castillo, we have ordered silence in these proceedings. To the family of Atio Castillo, Coti and Mini, gone through a lot. I seen the picture of your son sitting in the Senate President's Hall upstairs with the caption that one day he could be in these halls, these chambers, working in the Senate. We lost a good boy, someone who shouldn't have died that way. He's a good person, wanted to do good things for the country. Can't bring him back to these hearings, but we can try to bring him justice. What we can promise you, this committee promises you, both, together with Nicole, is that the final outcome will be hopefully justice, the help of the DOJ. We're relying heavily on the prosecution service. Mr. Catalan, Attorney Catalan, please don't fail us and the family of Castillo. To MPD, General, Coronel, please continue the work that you have to do. Justice has to be prevailed. Justice must prevail in this case. And that in the future, with the amendments to the anti-hazing law, we can come up with a law that will totally prevent any form of mental or physical torture to these children. These are good children. This could be any one of our children trying to apply to an organization in their school and come home with a body bag. It should never happen. And I address this to the lawyers that are here who participated one way or another trying to cover up. Stop the cover up. Remember your duty or your oath that you had taken, that you will follow the legal orders duly constituted by the duly constituted authorities, and I will do no falsehood nor consent to doing of any in court. And to Mark Anthony Ventura, sir, I salute you for your courage. Do not consider yourself a snitch. Do not consider yourself as a coward. You are not a coward, sir. You are courageous as far as my book is concerned. You are here to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. This will set you free. As I said, the truth shall set you free. Justice must prevail. As I mentioned earlier, the pang of conscience is the thin line that separates us between beasts. And this moment has defined you. Saludo po ako sa iyo. You keep up the good work. Stay strong. Stay by your convictions. You will come out of this on top. To those members of aegis juris, I appeal to you to tell the truth. A crime has been committed. You can't do anything about it. All you can do now is to cooperate with the authority. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Gatchalian. On that note, pending consultation with the other members of the committee, we are suspending this hearing. Thank you very much and have a good day.